Okay. Let's press play. Oh, hold on. Hold on. There we go. And I minimized chat accidentally. You're okay, chat's back. Load game. Day 3? Yeah. A new Naxventure game came out? Did it? I mean, I'm sure sure every day a new adventure game comes out. What were we doing? Just checking. Oh, right. Last time we were trying to figure out how to enhance that photo. Let's just leave.
All right, I'm off. Peace outie.
Okie dokie. Good luck and see you later.
Did I start season 2 yet? No. I haven't yet. I've been watching Lobos's Persona 5 playthrough. That's kind of been what I'm watching lately. And as you can imagine, that's a lot of time. I will soon, though. I will soon. Jester. Wait, did. Oh, sorry, season 2. I was about to say, wait, did they start season 3 already? No, it's season 2. That's cool. I'm excited to start it, though. Who is this guy? Is that the guy who was in prison? No, that's someone else.
Yep, it's full of trash.
Yep, okay.
Yeah,
Sift through?
I'm good.
Okay.
We meet again, Mr. Homeless Guy.
He has a name.
Homeless?
It's
That's
Bum.
the worst thing I ever heard of, and totally untrue.
So, what's up with the trash can?
He is-
Digging for treasure?
He is the guy who was in prison.
I'm just going through a rough patch. By the way, you owe me $10.
Nah, you agreed to 7.
You're busting my balls here.
Better get those balls checked
Wait,
out
so-
in this clinic then.
So cold. Like a stake through the heart.
What do they call you anyway?
Hold on.
Goober. Everyone calls me Goober.
All right.
Uber?
I'm Kathy.
Isn't that slang
Pleasure to
for
meet
like
you.
something really naughty? Also, they got a jester skin from Critical Role. But the freaking game that I work on, we don't have any Critical Role characters because they're not interested. What the heck? What the heck, Critical Role? Why aren't you in our game? Dude, people want Critical Role characters in Idle Champions, like, they always ask. Goober is a peanut. Goober is like eye gunk. Get a tie-in with D&D Dark Alliance? What's that?
So, what's your story anyway?
My story?
Yeah, don't all bums have a story?
For your information, this is all just a dry streak in my showbiz career.
Is that so? I don't recognize you at all.
I used to have more hair.
That I actually believe.
Come on, man. Frankie Gold is my stage name. Surely you must have heard of me.
Not really, no.
Oh, come on. I have starred in dozens of Hollywood movies. Silence of the Lambert, Jacob's Bladder, The Usual Surprises, Natural Bald Killers.
Natural Bald
Not
Killers.
ringing any bells.
Kids these days, no appreciation for quality cinema. Breaks my heart.
Actually, technically, there is a Critical Role character in Idle Champions. We have Spurt. But actually, technically, it's not a Critical Role character. I think it's Chris Perkins' character. Which is why we have it, because it technically is owned by Wizards. But we do have Spurt, who I think is, I don't know who it is, but I think it's in Season 2 at some point.
So, tell me about this acting career of yours.
What about it?
Tell me about bald killers.
Natural bald killers?
It's a dystopian vision of the future where people are valued by the quality of their hair. The protagonist, Eddie Zephyr, turns bald in high school. One day, he has simply had enough of all the teasing and the bullying, and he completely snaps and heads out on a scalping spree in search of the perfect head of hair. Eddie makes his way to Mexico for an illegal hair transplant. However, he has an adverse reaction to the anesthesia and he dies on the operating table.
Okay.
Tell me about the Silence of Lambert.
Lawrence Lambert, a real estate agent, suddenly turns mute overnight. For weeks, he tries to communicate with customers using a self-invented sign language, only to realize that true love needs no communication at all. He marries his housekeeper, who only knows 2 words in English, yes and clean. In the end, Lawrence dies of a heart attack in the arms of his lovely wife, Consuelo Lambert Vasquez. Based on a true story.
Jacob's bladder.
I'm not sure I want to know what Jacob's bladder is about, but I'm gonna ask anyway.
Jacob's Bladder. The tragic story of Jacob Cobb, a schizophrenic man who forms an imaginary romantic relationship with his bladder.
What?
During long and joyful monologues on the can, he starts referring to his nether regions by the name of Jenny. Sadly, before Jacob has a chance to elope with his sweetheart, he gets committed to an asylum due to increasingly erratic behavior. After a big fight with his paramour, Jacob refuses to pee for a week and he dies from a ruptured bladder.
How do you even, like, do that? Like, when your natural instincts just let it out?
Give me the rundown on The Usual Surprises.
A lighthearted comedy taking place during the surprise birthday party of 34-year-old Sid McBacon. The story is told from 8 different perspectives to keep the audience guessing who the protagonist actually is. The movie ends with the biggest surprise of them all. Sid suddenly dies of an epileptic seizure. I guess it's more of a dark comedy.
Why always deaths at the end?
Why do you always die at the end of your movies?
Typecasting.
Okay, back.
Oh, never mind.
Not the cultured type. I understand.
Yep, that's me.
I need to ask you a few questions.
Sounds serious. Ask away.
We got a lot of things. I'm just gonna start with my items.
I don't need to show him that. I could, but only if I had a really good reason.
It's fun. That's a good reason.
I don't need... Want to smoke, buddy?
Nah, I got stage 2 lung cancer. I'm keeping it under control with a fruitarian diet.
Fruitarian.
I don't need... Do you recognize these men?
That's your granddad, right?
Yeah. What about the other 2?
No idea. I think my face blindness is acting up again.
Okay. Do you know what this key opens?
Your heart, mademoiselle?
Oh,
Why would
brother.
he... Why would he know what this key opens?
I don't need to...
Okay.
Do you know what this is?
Aliens.
Chinese fireworks, of course. I grew up in Shanghai. I know what I'm talking about. They
Ah,
used to
did
call
you?
me Dong Pai, meaning round-eyed baldy. Those were some rough years. I miss the food, not to mention the women. Got 2 kids down there now, Mei Lin and little Ping.
Time to hit the off switch now, buddy. Do you know anything about this flower?
It's red?
Enlightening.
Right. We're trying to find that flower, because that's our point of reference in the forest. I remember.
Do you know what happened to Joseph Rain in 81?
I most certainly do.
What? Tell me.
Are you sure you want to know? Not everyone can handle the truth.
Oh, just spit it out.
Okay, here we go. Ready? Abducted by aliens.
I should have known better.
Oh, I saw it.
Maybe
man.
he's
A
right.
big, huge light. I was a bit drunk at the time, but I had my reasons. My wife had just left me, taking
I
the
believe
dog,
it.
not to mention I was being conscripted for the war. But I'm telling you, those goddamn aliens took him and they experimented on him. And that's why he was so messed up when they put him back.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to stop you there.
Open your mind, man.
Wake up, sheeple. Dude, I believe him. These 3 lights, like if you look up alien sightings, like a lot of people report seeing triangle shapes, especially like lights like this in that shape. It's very common. I believe him.
Do you know who Lily Myers was?
Yep, my dad was the one who found her floating in the lake.
Really? What can you tell me about her?
Ah, geez, not a lot. I mean, teenage girls, man, they're like their own species. Impossible to figure out. Not to mention how that entire family ain't, like, people-friendly.
Now that's an understatement.
Nearly started brawling with Sue the first time I met her.
She can sure deal out a mean whooping, that lady.
Do you recognize the nickname Cocky?
Why, I used to call myself that back in Nam. Oh, how I miss that marvelous youthful ego of mine.
Why do I even bother? Do you know who Charles Wade is?
Sure, he's been holed up in this clinic for the last couple of weeks.
You saw Charles Wade go in there?
Well, yeah, I just told you, man.
How did he look?
Okay, I guess. Still walking, at least.
What do you know about Lily Myers' art?
Nothing but hearsay. People say it was pretty deranged.
Okay.
What's your opinion on the Church of the Holy Trinity?
I'd say they're good people. Isaac the priest is, anyway. His dad, Father Bill, on the other hand, though, he and the people he had around him were into some weird shit.
What kind of weird shit?
I don't know, they were like a cult or something, with Billy Praise himself at the top. Really shifty bunch of folks. Isaac turned it all around when his dad kicked the bucket, made it a proper church.
Interesting. Do you know anyone else who was involved in the old church?
Not really. I tried to stay as far away from those people as possible. Ask Isaac about it. He's a friendly guy.
All right. I might do that.
Okay, bye.
Okay, that's enough serious questions for now.
Alrighty.
Okay, I'm off.
Bye.
Bye. Goober. What's on your head? Hold on, before we talk.
No thanks. Women's magazines make my brain melt. Uncomfortable, hard plastic chairs. It's like they're intentionally trying to keep people out. Smoking allowed. Guess this place is a bit behind on healthcare regulations.
That's pretty bad for a clinic.
A calendar from 1991. Guess they really liked that year. I can't read it from here.
Use computer.
Pretty sure she would have. Excuse me, nurse? Hey, nurse!
Yeah?
Try not to strain yourself.
Whatever. What do you want?
I'm here to see Charles Wade.
Never heard of him. Anything else?
Bullshit. I know he's here. Listen, it's okay. I'm a friend of the family.
No, you're not, and I said he's not here. Don't make me call security.
What a bitch. I need to get rid
Whoa.
of her somehow.
If I just go, I'll find him myself. I thought she was gonna stop me. I guess she's. Oh,
No point. I wouldn't even know what room to go to.
just check every one. You'll find him eventually.
Rows and columns of files. Probably easier to use the computer if I need to do some digging.
Okay, we need to get her to leave, and then we have to use the computer. Got it. Stun gunner. That'll work.
A girl can never be.
Is she actually gonna do it?
I wish, but
Okay.
I don't want.
Oh, maybe she wants to smoke.
Time for a smoke break, don't you think?
What?
You smoke?
No way. Those things will kill you.
Well, then why are they allowed in the clinic?
I don't want to show. I don't want to.
Okay, fine. Okay, maybe maybe this guy out here can use, or we can use him for another distraction. Just like last time.
Hey, doofus.
Oh, hi.
Live performance.
So, how good an actor are you?
The best. The very best.
You know, that nurse in there, she said she loved you in all those movies, and that she always wished you'd give her a live performance.
I knew it. She always gave me these strange looks. I thought it was contempt, but her face must just be cramping up from shyness.
Yeah, that's definitely it. She'd love to see you act, I'm sure.
I'm gonna have to oblige. Which movie do you think she'd like the best?
Bald Killers.
Natural bald killers would be the obvious choice.
Bald move.
I wonder if I actually had to choose the right one. Probably not.
Fernando, you've been such a good friend. I can't thank you enough for making me whole again. Turn this scalp into a breathtaking golden carpet,
Pretty sure she...
such as the world has never seen.
Again?
Okay,
No
doctor.
thanks.
I'm counting down now. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6.
Sick.
Thank you, thank you. You've been a great audience.
I don't think this is working.
That wasn't really an electrifying performance.
I'll have to intervene somehow, okay?
Hey, doof.
Oh, hi.
Let's try
Hey.
Sure.
Jacob's
Definitely
bladder.
Jacob's bladder.
I'm feeling the pressure.
Get it? He's feeling the pressure. How do I intervene?
Oh,
Rows
Jenny,
and columns of
everything is forgiven. You and me were like peas and carrots.
I don't want to interrupt.
I'm just so full of
I
your
can't read it. Rows.
love that I think I'm about to burst. Jenny, where did you go? Oh, I don't feel so good.
Stun gun him.
Thank you, thank you. You've been a great audience.
Wait, was that about to work? I mean, that'll keep her occupied.
Hey, doof.
Oh,
Hey.
sure.
Let's try
How
this one.
about the you?
Business as usual. I can't believe you guys did all this for me. You know,
Stun him.
what's this smell? Bacon?
Oh my god, it's gonna happen.
It hurts.
Jeez.
Nurse, he's seizing.
Oh shit!
Oh my god. We killed him. Nah, he's fine.
Man, I feel like a total jackass. I'll have to make it up to the poor guy later.
Notice board. I didn't think that would work.
Employee of the month, Carlita Mendez. Ugh, what a joke. It's that obnoxious nurse.
Oh. Hmm.
Rows and columns.
Come on, the password's gotta be like in the ashtray.
Smoking a lot.
In the book?
Rows and
Check for sticky note. Wait, was there maybe something along the edge? No. I don't see a sticky note. I can't look at the papers.
a calendar from
Oh,
Calendar
1991.
from 1991. Employee
Oh.
of the month, Carlita Mendez.
It's probably the same as the other computer. So,
Employee of the
C. Mendez. Password 1991? I don't know. Incorrect password. I guess the username's right though. Does it, hold on, does it say? Okay, yeah, the username's right. So it's not 1991.
A calendar from 1991. Smoking allowed. No
Magazines?
thanks. Women's rows and columns of files.
What else? What else could I add to the password? Plant.
Was expecting plastic, but this looks like a real plant.
TMNT movie in 1991?
No thanks. Women. Uncomfortable, hard.
There's gotta be something else around.
A calendar from 19...
Conwell, 1991. Oh, it didn't even fit. Mendel? I just realized. Howie Mandel. I mean, still don't know the password though. I don't know. Is there anything else I missed? Light? Maybe it's just C. Mendez again? Maybe it's password? Try 1991 backwards. Oops. Dude, I hate my keyboard. Because sometimes it double clicks the O button. So I don't know if it actually, I can't tell if it actually double clicked it. When I can't see the letters. C. Mendez. 1991. Didn't even fit. Trying to think of when we talked to her, did she say anything? She had headphones on, listening to music, I assume. Maybe she likes music. What were some big bands in 1991? It's probably. What if I just type music? 1991. Nirvana? No, it's not gonna be something like that. Like whatever the password is gonna be written down somewhere. Now, if this game was from 1991, maybe they would actually have us
Uncomfortable.
have it be a little more difficult, but it's got to be written down. Oh, that's computer.
A computer.
Look.
They likely keep... Employee of the Month, Carlita Men. A calendar from 1991. Smoking allowed. Guess this place is a bit behind on healthcare regulations. Was expecting plastic, but this looks like a...
Smoking. Smoking 1991. Plant 1991. 1991. Madonna. Gotta be something that I haven't clicked on. There could be a little pixel somewhere. It's happened at least once in this game where there was a small thing to click on, I think. Something easily missable. Garlic
No point.
parmesan
I
is Pog wing sauce. My favorite wings have always been sweet Thai. Actually, that's not true. That would be a second favorite. My favorite is dry wings. I prefer the dry wings. Pretty much any flavor.
Employee of
Dry wings aren't as messy. Zap the computer.
that combination makes
Makes no sense. Like, what were you thinking? Read
It's a photocopy
botany.
of a book page with information about the red scythe flower. Here's an interesting segment. Another interesting trait of the red scythe is the smell, which is familiar to that of a pepper. The pollen of
The
the
boot
plant has
disc?
also been known to cause hallucinations in concentrated amounts. Native American
Oh, genius. Forgot I had this thing. Extract password. There we go. It even told us the user. Otor. I'm gonna sneeze. Okay. Otor Gador. Otor Gador. Otor Gador. Name. Charles Wade. Date of birth 8/14/24. Date of death NA. August 24th, 95. Referral from Dr. A. Friedman, St. Francis Medical Center, KC. Patient has undergone successful invasive heart surgery and was transferred to this facility at his own request. The initial prognosis looks good, and the patient is likely to make a full recovery in 6 to 8 weeks. Room 6B. What if I search myself? What if I was in one of the rooms? That'd be crazy. Search bald dude? We don't really have his name. Unless his name actually is Goober. I had to do electric shock.
It's all right, Claude. Understood, sir.
Yeah, the info already updated on the computer.
So, you managed to find me.
I did.
Well, let's get this over with then. How do you want your pictures? Shall I get some tubes to fill my face with? Will that suffice for your front page?
What?
I'm no journalist. Well, not yet anyway.
Ah, she's but a cub. So, you're hoping for your big break. Surely this must be worth an internship at one of the big papers. Do you want me to call Thompson at the Times and get it over with? I still play golf with him every once in a while.
It's personal.
That's not what this is about. It's personal.
Sounds serious. Perhaps I should ask Claude to produce his gun.
You know, Charles, the person most likely to be harmed by a gun tends to be its owner.
Very true. That's something that Japs who captured me learned the
What?
hard way.
Did my grandfather bail you out then too, or was that one of the few times where he didn't save your sorry ass?
Hold on there. Explain yourself.
Monkathos.
You're willing to listen to something other than your own voice? I'm stunned. I'm Kathy Rain. Joseph was my grandfather.
Now I remember. You were at the funeral.
I was.
You were late.
I needed my morning smoke. Besides, it's not like Grandpa was going anywhere.
Oh, just look at her, Claude. She's absolutely fearless. That's Joseph's blood running through her veins.
She certainly has a smart mouth, sir.
I must say, you have me intrigued, Kathy. What can this old man help you with?
Notebook.
I don't need to. He's being cooperative at the moment. I shouldn't push my luck.
Oh, you shouldn't stun gun him? Are you sure?
I don't need to. I don't need. Do you recognize this, Charles?
Of course. Your grandfather, me, Jimmy Cochran, taken shortly before we went to the war.
That guy's name is Jimmy Cochran?
Yes. He used to go by the nickname Cocky. He was a coward, really. The nickname is somewhat of a bad joke.
Ah, I see.
Oh, we got a name.
Do you know what this key opens?
You must be truly desperate if you ask random people a question like that.
I don't know why she thinks all these people are gonna know about this key.
I don't need to. What do you see in this picture, Charles?
Fireflies would be my best guess. They can grow terribly large around these parts.
Do you know what this is?
A flower? Why don't you consult a botanist instead of bothering me with this nonsense?
Do you know anything about what happened to my grandfather in '81?
I wish I did, Kathy. You must know I did everything in my power to help. How do you think Mary Elizabeth could afford all that expensive treatment? MRIs, neurologists, say what you will about Joseph. But he was never rich.
Strange. Grandma never mentioned that to me.
She's just too proud. At first she refused. She was convinced that I had an agenda, that there were strings attached.
And were there?
Don't be silly. Despite all that had happened, I still loved Joseph dearly. I wanted to help. People from places like this have a deeply rooted mistrust in the rich, passed on for generations. In her eyes, I had become one of them.
So that's all you know about the whole affair?
Are you implying that there's more to know? I left the diagnosis to the professionals. Mrs. Rain accepted the health care, but asked me to stay out of everything else. So I did.
I see. What can you tell me about your friendship with Grandpa?
Joseph was the best friend I ever had. We grew up together. Married our high school sweethearts together. Went to war together. I can't even begin to count the number of times he's saved my life. I repaid the favor once or twice. But he came up ahead, no doubt.
So, when did you two lose touch? I heard that something happened between you and him. What was it?
The truth is, Brian Rain happened.
Brain
Sharon
Rain?
Evans happened.
My parents?
Yes. They ruined everything with their vile, destructive behavior. I couldn't have that around my daughter or my newborn grandson. Joseph was naive. He believed that anyone could be helped, that anyone could be reasoned with, given a chance. He was just too good, bless him. He should have been harder on Brian, more strict.
Say nothing.
So our family started drifting apart. Eventually my company grew much too large for this little town, and we moved on. Not long after that, your grandfather ended up in that wheelchair. That marked the end of our friendship, for obvious reasons.
You bought a number of paintings by Lily Myers. Why?
I'm known to dabble in art from time to time. Martha, my wife at the time, was enamored with the paintings. I believe she first saw them at the high school which the Myers girl attended. Anyway, after the poor girl killed herself, I bought the painting speculatively. When a young artist with any talent to speak of commits suicide, it can be a wet dream of certain connoisseurs. Shortly after procuring the art, I had it valued by an expert who determined that the value was 3 times the amount I bought it for.
Whoa.
Today, I'm sure I would have made my money back tenfold or more if it wasn't for the art theft.
What art theft?
There was a burglary at the mansion I used to own here in town. It was all over the local news at the time.
Well, shit.
Eloquently put.
Lily Myers art stolen?
Tell me about Jimmy Cochran. Is he still alive?
In a literal sense, he's been held in a mental institution for years.
Let me guess. Since 81?
Either 82 or 83. I'm fairly certain it was early 83.
Do you remember the name of the institution?
Something starting with an E. Emerson, Everton, or similar.
Ingstrom? Ingstrom Psychiatric Hospital?
Yes, that's the one. You know the place, Kathy.
Tell him the truth.
I do. My mother is in there. Sharon Evans? I had her committed about a year ago.
I see. It must have taken a lot of courage to do that, Kathy. Mothers have a lot of power over us, more than most of us care to admit.
I guess so. Do you know why Jimmy ended up in there?
Some obsessive-compulsive syndrome. He became fixated with circles
Oh,
and started
aliens?
hurting himself, trying to scratch the circles out of his head.
Creepy. I wonder
It's
what set him
aliens.
off. I
It's
think I'll check
aliens.
the place out tomorrow. Too late to head back to the city now. Can you tell me about the art theft?
Well, somebody broke in, stole the paintings, and got out. Fairly clumsy job. Lots of broken windows. The strangest thing was that I had a Monet, a Rembrandt, and 2 paintings by Picasso, untouched. But every single painting by an unknown local artist, gone.
That can't be a coincidence.
Agreed. Somebody wanted those paintings badly.
I assume there was an investigation.
Yes, Sheriff Truman came by with his deputy a few hours later, but they didn't have much luck. They found a few hairs, which turned out to be from Ruffles, the family dog.
Some stunning police work right there.
Indeed. There was a single witness, though, who said he could make out multiple burglars leaving the scene of the crime, but nothing more than that.
So, I take it the case was closed?
Yes. I honestly didn't care much one way or the other, given the fact that my most expensive pieces were safe and sound.
I think I'll have a chat with the sheriff about the matter, if that's okay with you.
Certainly. I'll call ahead and instruct him to give you everything you need.
That'd be great. Thanks, Charles.
Anytime. But I'm curious, what's your interest in the paintings?
Because they're cool.
I've learned that my grandfather went to Sue and asked to see them, right before he had his injury.
Is that so? Strange.
What can you tell me about the Church of the Holy Trinity?
They seem like any other church to me. But then again, I'm not their usual clientele. Weddings, baptisms, and funerals are just about what I can muster. And I always leave early.
Okay, see ya.
Thanks, Charles. That's all I need for now.
You're welcome, Kathy. Come back anytime.
Oh, he's smiling. Gramophone.
Looks like Wade brought some of his old tunes with him. Just some boring landscape paint.
Fruit? Can I take some fruit?
I'd rather not.
Okay. She's still gone. So we had a few. Check on Gooper. I'll search his name, but I don't think that's his real name. No record found. He's dead. I think we killed him. Check the morgue. Church or nature reserve? Let's go to the nature reserve. Ask about this flower. Oh, we found it. We found one.
Well, this is it. This is where the picture was taken.
No, the flower's on the wrong side.
I'm not sure what I expected to find here.
Oh, wait.
I need to clear my head.
The flower was here before. Hello?
What the?
We've met before, haven't we?
Mr. Clean.
Nope. Just no. I'd remember a creepy bald dude with makeup.
Xavier.
Memories can deceive, Kathy. Dig deeper.
Who are you? How do you know my name?
You told me, remember?
I feel
No.
strange. Am I dreaming?
It's the mending I will try to facilitate.
I think he's an alien.
You're not real. I'm lying asleep in my bed right now.
Focus, Kathy. Listen to the drowned girl.
You mean Lily? What about her?
She's the anomaly, the missing refrain, the convergence point of things past and events yet to happen.
Dial down the metaphors a notch, would you, Mr. Kafka? I get enough of that shit in English class.
I knew you wouldn't disappoint. I'm glad, given how much trouble I went through to be here. You see, my name was taken from me, so I claimed a color in its stead. The next time we meet, you'll know the exact hue of red. You're on the right path, Kathy. Follow your grandfather, and everything will work out in the end.
It rhymed, which means it's important. And we should keep that in mind.
Wait, what? How did I get here?
Hmm.
Am I going crazy? Am I turning into Mom?
Grandma? Oh, you're here.
Oh, hello, dear. Glad to see you again so soon.
Hi, Grandma. I just thought I'd drop by.
Sure, hon. Stay as long as you'd like.
I have more questions.
Mind if we talk for a bit, Grandma?
Not at all, dear.
I don't want to show. I don't want. Hey, Grandma, do you recognize this tape recorder?
Just click everything till it
Oh,
works.
yes, Mr. Dicto. Joseph used to carry that thing with him everywhere. He could be absent-minded at times. It helped him remember things.
Okay.
I already showed her that. I don't want to. What do you see in this picture, Grandma?
I have no idea, but it's quite an eerie display. What is it?
I'm trying to figure that out. I found the picture hidden in the attic.
Oh, come to think of it, the trees do look similar to the ones in Conwell Woods.
Yeah, it was taken somewhere in that area. I found out that the flower in the picture matches a rare local species.
Aren't you clever? Do let me know if you come across anything else.
Do you know anything about this flower, Grandma?
I can't say that I do. I remember seeing it growing in the woods, but I didn't think much of it at the time.
Jimmy Cochran.
Do you know who Jimmy Cochran is? He was a friend of Grandpa's.
I believe he teaches at the flight school these days.
I don't think so, at least not anymore. I was told he was placed in a mental facility.
Really? He always struck me as a kind man, maybe a bit nervous and on edge, but not crazy.
There's more. I found out that Jimmy asked Grandpa for help not long before Grandpa ended up in that wheelchair. Jimmy sounded really desperate. I'm sure what happened to Grandpa that night had something to do with his cry for help.
You should go find the man then. Surely he must know something.
That's the plan. I just wondered if there's anything else you think I should know about him.
Not really. We haven't stayed in touch since Joseph was injured. I know that he had a wife, Agatha, and a son, James. Agatha passed away from cancer years ago, but as far as I know, James still lives in the city with his family.
Okay, thanks, Grandma. I don't see a reason to ask her.
Oh, okay.
I don't see a...
All right, we're done.
Well, gotta go, Grams. Talk to you later.
Bye, Kathy.
We're gonna, like... Should we go back to the forest? Are we gonna talk about how we got teleported? Are we just ignoring that?
Hello?
What is that?
Creepy bald guy. Guess no one's home.
Flower. Like, I guess it is the same place in the picture, but the flower definitely moved. Maybe it's not the same place.
It's endangered. I'm not gonna take it without a really good reason.
Okay, so later we're gonna take it.
What's this?
Ripped drawing. Red man.
A bald man dressed in red. Oh, creepy.
Okay. Sure. Anything else going on? Nope. You figured it out? Let's go to the church. The conduit is on Ilos.
Hello, Father.
Greetings, my child. I'm glad you decided to come here.
Yeah, but just so you know, I'm not here to join your church or anything.
Oh, I would never assume that.
Good. So, with that out of the way, I have some questions.
Anything you need. I'm Isaac Price.
Kathy Rain, but I'm guessing you figured that out already.
I did. Rumors spread quickly around here. So how can I be of service?
I don't need
Stun him.
license. I don't.
Do
Only your
Oops.
grandfather. And that's just because I was given a similar picture for the service the other day.
I was clicking too much.
I already showed. Do you know what this key opens?
I'm afraid not, my child.
One of these days, someone will know.
I don't. I could, but I think I have more to gain from a subtle strategy. I'll keep
Oh.
it to myself for now.
Okay.
Until I know more about this church. Father, do you know anything about this flower?
No, my child. Nothing at all.
I don't need to. Do you know anything about what happened to my grandfather in 81?
It was the work of the devil, I'll say that much. Joseph was a kind man. He did not deserve such a fate. You heard my speech at the funeral, Kathy. I meant every word. He was a great man who did much good for this community.
Did you know him personally?
In a way, he and my father did charity work together. Joseph was around a lot when I was young. They collaborated on a few different projects for the homeless and for the troubled youth, among other things.
So my grandfather was a member of the church?
I wouldn't say that, no. He was a friend of the church, but he wasn't a religious man. He believed only in philanthropy. That being said, Joseph was the person who convinced me to become a priest.
Really?
Oh yes, I was a teenager back then, full of rebellion, every fiber of my being wanting to distance myself from my father. Joseph made me realize my sinful pride and showed me how I should follow my heart regardless of what others might think. And for that, I'm eternally grateful.
Lily Myers.
Does the name Lily Myers mean anything to you?
Mike Myers.
It does. I was a substitute teacher in her high school for some time before I was ordained.
Really? Did you know her personally?
We weren't close. I only knew her as much as a teacher would know any student.
All right, so how did she seem toward the end?
For one, she started skipping school a lot. And when she did show up, she was absent-minded and moody. She always looked depressed and hunched down like she had a whole world on her shoulders.
Any idea of what caused this change?
Not a clue. All I know is that when she returned from that last summer break, she was a whole different person.
Do you know who Jimmy Cochran is?
I don't recognize that name, no.
Do you know anything about an art theft at the Wade estate in the 80s?
I have just a vague memory of reading about it in the paper.
Oh. Okay.
Care to tell me the history of the church?
I'd be happy to. The story is a fascinating one. This church was founded by my father, William T. Price, in the 70s. Back then, he made his living as a traveling salesman and was driving through this area, as he'd done so many times before. However, this day was different. My father held dark thoughts in his mind. He was angry, thinking of evil deeds, even considering swerving off the road into a rock and ending it all. Then suddenly, divine intervention. 3 bright lights appeared. The Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost, the sign of God. This epiphany was the moment my father had been waiting for. He sold all of his belongings and took me and my brother to live with him here in Conwell Springs. Soon thereafter, he built this church and started gathering followers. They began to refer to him as Father Bill.
I take it that window up there resembles what he saw when he had this epiphany?
Oh, it's the 3
Indeed.
circles.
The stained glass window depicts the Holy Trinity as witnessed by my father.
Do you know exactly when or where this event took place?
Why do you ask?
Oh, just curious. It's a captivating story.
Well, it was in the spring of 1971, but my father never told anyone where.
Okay, so what happened then?
People flocked to Father Bill. He started teaching, writing scripture. The church flourished and continued to grow all the way up until his sudden death in 1983. That's when I stepped in to take leadership of the church.
I take it that the church started declining after the death of Father Bill?
Yes, naturally so. With such a magnetic personality, he was irreplaceable. But I assure you the church is still very much thriving.
Looks kinda empty to me.
It's not really our peak hours.
What's up with you handing out pamphlets at funerals then? Trying to reel people in at a weak moment?
I'm
Ooh.
going to assume you meant no disrespect, child. I'm simply providing divine guidance when it's needed the most.
See ya. Wait.
I don't.
Oh, okay.
That's all I need for now, Father.
May the Lord shine his light on you.
I can't show him the picture of the bald red man?
It's an altar. You know, the place where they put the sacrificed goats, kids, and other crap.
Sacrifice kids? What?
Impressive window. There's no doubt about it. Those are the smoky lights.
Sassy. Bibles. Bibbles.
A bunch of red Bibles stacked in neat rows.
I'll take one.
I really shouldn't. They might burn.
They might burn?
Locked.
Oh yeah, maybe now we can show him the picture. That's true.
I could, but I think I have more. I'll keep it to myself.
Nope, not yet. More subtle strategy.
Locked.
The Five Nights at Freddy community is imploding? Yeah, why? Oh, this is our boyfriend. Future boyfriend.
Hey, Lenny.
Hello, Kathy. What's up?
I don't need to ask him that now.
Oh, hold on, let's check my items.
I don't want to. Yeah, that one. I don't. Hey, Lenny, do you recognize these men?
Not really. Sorry.
Thanks for the help, Lenny.
I don't. Do you know what this is?
I have no idea. Looks creepy, whatever it is. Where did you get it?
Grandpa had it hidden away in the attic.
Probably for a good reason, then. Be careful out there.
Hey, Lenny, do you recognize this flower?
Yeah, I accidentally inhaled pollen from one of them when I was a kid. I remember being sick and delirious for days.
Scary. Where did you come across this flower?
Dang, BSD.
Somewhere in Conwell Woods. Not sure where exactly.
All right. I don't want to show him that.
Oh, I want to show someone this drawing.
Do you know who Jimmy Cochran is?
Not really, Kathy. Sorry.
Man, you're useless.
Nah, I don't. Nah. Well, gotta go.
See ya.
See ya.
Hello, Sheriff. Mind if I ask you a few more questions?
If you must.
I don't. Yeah.
Stun him.
I don't. He's new and. I probably. I don't. Do you know what this is?
Ah, it's just some kids playing pranks with flashlights.
It's aliens. I'm telling
Do
you.
you recognize this flower?
Matter of fact, I do. It's a local endangered plant with mild narcotic properties.
Yeah? Have you come across any users in the area?
Sure, but it's a bit tricky to do anything about it. Using it as a substance is technically illegal.
Ah, so the illegal part is picking it in the first place.
Yes, knowingly picking the flower is a crime, according to the Endangered Species Act of 1973.
Gotcha, thanks.
Wait, 30 kids? Is that an exaggeration, BSD?
I don't need to ask him that.
Okay.
Do you know who Jimmy Cochran is?
Nope.
Nope.
Do you know anything about the art theft in the Wade estate?
Yes, Mr. Wade phoned ahead about
I don't know.
Lenny!
Yes, boss.
Thought maybe he actually had
From
30.
the burglary in the Wade estate back in '86?
On it, boss. There you go, Kathy.
Thanks, buddy.
Okay, well, 30 is a little unbelievable. I mean, 5 is still a lot.
Hey, Lenny.
Hello, Kathy.
Do you...
Not really.
Well, gotta...
See ya.
Hold on. I was in... Oh. Police report burglary. 3/11/86 at 1 a.m. The alarm in the Wade estate is triggered. The house is empty at the time and the neighbors contact law enforcement. 2 a.m. Officers arrive at the scene. Several broken windows can be observed. A sweep of the estate and surrounding premises reveals no trace of the perpetrators. 2:20 a.m. A single witness, identified as Franklin Goldfarb, reports seeing multiple burglars leaving the scene of the crime. And then a month later, Charles Wade arrives in Conwell Springs to make an official statement. After examining the house, he reports that paintings with an excess value of $15,000 have been stolen. The art in question has not yet popped up in any circles that are known to deal with stolen goods, terminating an investigation due to lack of leads. Okay, so Franklin Goldfarb.
I gotta find this Goldfarb guy. Maybe he knows more about the burglary.
Lenny?
Hey, Lenny.
Hello.
Does the name Franklin Goldfarb mean anything to you?
Sounds familiar, but I can't place him.
You're
Well,
useless.
gotta go.
See?
Hello, Sheriff. Mind if I ask you a few more questions?
If you must.
Does the name Franklin Goldfarb mean anything to you?
Never heard of him. Anything else?
Okay.
That's all.
Good.
I mean, we can go to the phone book and search this name. We can go to the clinic and search the name. I think we should go to the phone book first. And ask Grandma while we're there.
Oh,
Oh, hello.
Mind if we talk?
Not a...
We'll show the police report.
I don't want to show.
Okay.
Does the name Franklin Goldfarb mean anything to you?
Oh, that poor man. He used
Dude.
to be an upstanding citizen.
Grandma knows everything.
Now he's constantly drinking and keeps babbling on about that imaginary acting career of his.
Oh.
Sad thing. Do you know where I can
It's
find
Goober.
him?
He's homeless, dear. Lost his job a few years ago and never really got back on his
We
feet.
killed him.
Okay, now I know who you're talking about. Thanks, Grandma.
We killed our lead.
Looks like I'm gonna have to have a chat with Goober.
He was the key to all of
Bye,
this, and we
Grandma.
killed
I'll be
him.
back.
So long.
Well, we don't need to look in the phone book. Back to the clinic. I like how if I spam click, she just stops moving. Oh, we can't check the computer though.
I need a word, Miss Mendez.
Wait, how do you know my name?
It's on the wall.
It's written on that board behind you, genius.
You have the eyesight of a bald eagle or something?
What can I say? I'm a freak of nature. What happened to Goober, anyway?
Who?
The guy who had the seizure?
WH Omega Lol?
He ran off somewhere.
Omega Lol?
Kept babbling about a religious near-death experience.
Okay, thanks.
He ran off somewhere. Maybe at the cemetery? Or the church? I don't know. Hello, Voltron. Oops. Price. Wait. Wasn't someone's name Isaac Price? That was the, church guy.
No reason to go.
His name was Isaac Price.
I'm gonna find out what happened.
Okay, nobody's here. Played at least 20. How many have we played now on Naxventures? I don't know. Quite a few. Let's go to the church. There he is. I knew he was in one of these places.
Hello again, Goober.
You again? Are you stalking me, girl? You pop up everywhere I go. I'll try to tone down the charm, but I can't promise anything.
Huh, yeah, you're quite the charmer.
I know. I just said that, man.
Listen, I feel kind of bad about the electrocution.
Oh, that's what it was. What a cherry on top of my stellar performance.
Yeah, it was pretty convincing.
So what brings you to the house of God? Come to repent?
I'm afraid that ship has long since sailed, buddy. I had a few things I wanted to ask you about, though.
Shoot, Missy!
Goro Goa. I've never heard of it.
Nah. Yep, I totally went there.
Wait, what did she say?
Nah, that god old fat. Yep.
Haha.
I don't want
Let's
to.
just click on stuff.
I got stage 2 lung cancer.
Oh, right. We said that.
I don't. Do you?
That's your grand.
Yeah. What about the other
We've
two?
already said this
No
too.
idea. I think.
Okay.
Okay, just ask about something new.
I don't need to. Your real name is Franklin Goldfarb, right?
Oh, nobody calls me that.
Regardless, I know for a fact that you were a witness to a burglary a few years back at the Wade estate.
Yeah, what about it?
Why don't you tell me what you saw exactly?
I heard the alarm go off, glass breaking, then I saw 3 guys running away, carrying a bunch of stuff.
What did they look like?
It was dark, I don't know, they were definitely 3 big, bulky guys. They
what?
Oh, nothing, that's it. Didn't see anything else.
Bullshit, spit it out.
Well, one of those guys dropped his ring when running away. I sort of pawned it.
A ring? What kind of ring?
Platinum with an inscription. 2 letters, B something. Man, I don't remember. My photographic memory stopped working in 1979.
Which pawn shop was that?
Pete's Pawning and Plumbing. Closed down a long time ago, though. Owner left town. There's a coffee shop there now.
Too bad. Guess that's a dead end. Thanks anyway. Didn't I see 2 letters fitting that description not long ago? In a building. It was something small.
Did we? I don't remember. B something.
I don't need to ask. I should probably confront him directly.
Oh yeah, okay, we did that.
Okay, that's all for now.
See ya.
Play Gorgoro Goa. I'll Google it after the stream. I can add it to my list if it looks like it'll fit. B. Where did we see that? I don't remember. It's been a week. She said not on a building, on a small item we saw it. I don't remember. I don't know, maybe something in the attic? I don't know. Yeah, I feel like Reevy is pretty good at remembering stuff like that, but you weren't here. Teddy bear?
Mr. Bear. Good idea.
Maybe, I don't know, maybe there's something in here.
An old typewriter covered in cobweb.
Yeah, we did the computer thing. We did that last time.
It looks like someone was... A warning.
Chair. Briefcase. Light bulb. Red horse.
This paint looks fresh.
Maybe on one of the tombstones? Nope. BH? No, these are all gonna have full names. They're probably not just gonna have initials. That was Lily Myers. What if it was something we saw this stream? I'd be very concerned about my memory. Lakeside Cabin? I see a burb. What?
Oh, it's you again. Come on in.
Are these famous streamers in the food commercials on Twitch? I think so. I think I heard Hafu
No
is in
name
like a
today?
KFC commercial or
haven't seen
something.
Nate all day, probably out in the woods.
There's probably other ones. Drawing. Oh! Do we have the other part of this drawing? We do! Oh!
Looks like Nathan knows the strange red man. I need to talk to him about this.
Well, I'm glad we came here.
Is this how Nathan still sees himself? As a little boy? That must be Lily. She seems very happy looking up at the red man. A bald man dressed in red. Oh, creepy.
Hey, sister. Hello.
I had a few more questions, Sue.
Shoot.
No reason. It was fun though.
Just click
I
everything.
already showed him. Do you know what this key opens?
Well, that's a bit of a weird question, ain't it? But no.
One of these days, someone will know.
Sue, what do you see in this picture?
My God, that looks like one of Lily's paintings.
Wow, really? Can you describe it?
It was a nighttime scene, just like the photo.
Strimmer?
But the lights were floating.
Oh, my
above the
lighter?
light. There was a pale hand reaching up from beneath the surface, trying to touch them. The forest in the background was on fire, making the sky purple and red. There were probably other details too, but that's what I can remember.
Sounds captivating. Wish I could have seen it.
Yeah, my ad block hasn't worked on Twitch for a while now. It's fine.
Do you know anything about this flower?
Sure. Smoked it a few times back in the day, before it was endangered and all.
Yeah? What was it like?
Similar to pot, but stronger and more unpredictable. Never touched the stuff after I got pregnant with Lily.
All right.
You're right, my lighter has BH on it. Good eyes.
Did you know that somebody stole Lily's paintings from Wade?
Huh. I knew he got robbed a few years back, but I thought he still had them all.
I don't need to ask her about that.
Okay.
Did you know that somebody stole Lily's paintings from Wade?
Oh, is this the same voice line?
No, I knew he...
I don't need to ask her about that. Does the name Franklin Goldfarb mean anything to you?
You mean Goober? Nobody calls him Franklin anymore.
Right, that's Goober. Do you know who the Red Man is?
Oh, that's just Nate's imaginary friend. The Red Man has been around ever since my boy was little.
I see. So there's no actual person in town he could be referring to?
No way! According to Nathan, the Red Man hasn't changed in 30 years.
I met him? Yeah, let's tell her I met him.
The Red Man actually exists. I met him in the forest.
What? That's crazy talk. Stop kidding around. I am not in the mood.
Dude, we're probably hallucinating from that red flower.
I think I'm gonna head off now.
Sure thing, little cat. Come back anytime.
Okay, wait, let's get out here and check my lighter.
My trusty Zippo, running a bit low on fuel. There's a crude inscription, BH, which is a mystery to me.
Yeah. That's it?
The only thing my...
That's all you're gonna say? Wait, do we have the... We don't have the drawing anymore? Can I take the drawing of the red man?
Oh, it's you again.
Hey, Nez. No, I guess I can't take it.
A bald...
So BH was inscribed on the ring that Goober found? I think that's what it was. I mean, I don't know if it's BH, it was just B something. What is BGC? Is that Bald Guys Club? Nature Reserve.
It's in danger.
Bald Gamer Community. That was close. I didn't mean to click. So what if I show him this?
Did the inscription on the ring look anything like this?
Wow, actually exactly like that.
Sweet. BH.
Hi, Goober.
Shoot!
Any idea what BH stands for?
Beehive? Bet high? Big head?
Bald head. It's bald head, because Red Man is bald.
I don't need to ask him about that. Okay, that's all for now.
See ya!
Hello, Isaac. I've got a few more questions for you.
I'm all ears, my child.
Do you know what BH means? It's inscribed on this lighter.
I'm sorry, but no.
I mean, anything.
This may sound strange, but have you heard of or seen a strange man dressed in red?
Only our Lord and Savior Jesus. Surely his rags were drenched in blood as he lay upon the cross.
That's not what I meant. I mean someone here in Conwell Springs.
Are you joking? I haven't seen a person like that, no.
That's all I need for now, Father.
May the Lord shine.
Okay. Let's ask Grandma about BH. She seems to know about everything, so.
Oh, hello.
Mind if we talk?
Not at all.
BH.
Do you recognize the acronym BH? It's on Dad's lighter.
Yes, dear, it means the Black Hats. They're those ruffians on motorcycles whom your father is associated with.
Oh, his biker gang. That makes sense.
See, I told you she'd know. Black Hats.
I don't see a reason to... What can you tell me about the Black Hats?
I refuse to talk about those hoodlums. They turned your father into a horrible person. You should stay far away from them, Kathy. They're awful people, just awful.
Okay.
See you later, Grandma.
Take care.
Suddenly just right back to regular Grandma. Black Hat, the Michael Mann film. Bold of you to assume I've seen it. Okay, now let's, oh, you know what? The sheriff, he's gonna know about the Black Hats. For sure. We'll ask Lenny, too.
Hey, Lenny.
Hello, Kathy.
What can you tell me about the Black Hats?
They've caused us trouble from time to time, but they've been kind of quiet lately. We put a few of their captains in the slammer over the years, but we never managed to find enough dirt on their leader. Bo Brunson. Big Bo.
Do you know where I can find them?
Yeah, hold on. Let me just find a map.
Got it. Thanks.
Nice.
Well, gotta go.
No.
See ya.
Ask about Red Man.
Hey, Lenny.
Hello, Kathy.
Do you know anything about a weird bald guy dressed in red around here?
You're joking, right?
Oh, never mind.
All right.
See ya.
This guy's gonna know more about Black Hats, guaranteed.
Hello, Sheriff. Mind if I ask you a few more questions? What can you tell me about the Black Hats?
Why, you care to join? I'm sure they'd be real impressed by your big bike, but that's a man's club.
Let's just say I have a healthy curiosity.
I'd say your curiosity borders on mental illness.
What?
You have a death wish? Bikers don't mess around with little girls.
You gonna help me or not, Sheriff?
Not really. Go bother Lenny with it.
Dang.
Do you know anything about a weird bald guy dressed in red around here?
What the hell are you talking about?
Never mind.
This guy is
That's all
useless.
for now.
Good.
New area? Yes. Black Hats.
Sweet butt incoming!
Like hell I am. I'm nobody's property.
You sure? Doesn't she look like a sweet butt? Little slut? I think she does.
Step off, creep.
Or what? You tell your daddy on me?
Whoa, look at that. Yeah, that one.
You better learn quickly, asshole. Back the fuck off.
Oh, I love it when they play hard to get.
Let go of me. God.
Oh, stun him. Stun him. I missed.
What the hell's going on out here?
Nothing, Prez. Just having a bit of fun with this gash here.
I suggest you leash that dog of yours.
For fuck's sake, Prospect, not again. Get the hell out of here.
Sorry, boss, I'll go. Fuck, that hurt, you cunt.
This guy's mean.
He'll be disciplined for that.
He better be. I take it you're Bo?
I am. And who are you, darling?
Kathy Rain.
Bullshit. She lives in the city with her deranged mother. Who are you, really? Did the Vandals send you?
No, they didn't. I am Kathy Rain.
Prove it, then.
Well, I would, but I left my ID back home.
That's convenient. I think I've wasted enough time with you.
I need to figure out some proof.
Yo, this song's kind of a rat jam. Proof. Notebook.
That won't convince me. I need to show him.
BH?
This proof enough for you?
There you go, that'll work.
I'll be damned. That's Brian's lighter, all right. Sorry about the paranoia. We've had some problems with the Vandals lately.
I get it. Can't be too careful.
So, that's your ride out there. Corley Motors, right? 78?
76.
You got the same taste as your old man. He always rode Corleys.
Probably the only thing he and I have in common.
Did you set up those mods yourself? Looks custom made for your, small frame.
Yeah, took some time to get the measurements right.
I imagine so. Girls like you don't often ride heavy bikes.
I'm not most girls.
Ain't that the truth? Most girls don't just waltz into places like this either.
I guess you'd know. Anyway, I had some questions for you in the club.
Go ahead, then. Your old man was a good brother, so I'll indulge you for now.
I don't... Yeah,
Stun him.
that won't get me... I already showed... Care to join me for a smoke, Bo?
Sorry, darling, I'm trying to quit.
Fair.
I don't need to... Hey, Bo, any idea
Oh,
what this
maybe he'll
kilo
know.
is?
You ask weird questions.
Dang it.
You know that?
I don't... Do you know what this is?
Whoa.
What? Do you recognize that?
I saw one of those with my own eyes a few years ago.
Aliens.
Really? Where?
Middle of the woods, a little bit of the city. Those things came from nowhere and gave me this crazy headache right on the plate in my head. At the time, I thought it was just a nasty case of migraine.
You have a plate in your head?
Yeah, titanium from a shrapnel wound I got in Nam.
I see. Titanium isn't the least bit magnetic, is it?
How the hell should I know? I'm no scientist.
Do you remember where exactly on the road it happened?
No. Like I said, I dismissed it as a migraine. Didn't pay too much attention as to where I was.
Fair enough. Do you know anything about this flower, Bo?
Do I look like a florist to you?
Yeah, a little bit.
You crack me up, girl.
Thought he was gonna say he also smoked it.
I don't need to. Do you know anything about what happened to Joseph Rain in 1981?
No, we had our differences, me and him, but that's a horrible fate for a man. I'd rather be dead than a vegetable.
So I take it you and him didn't get along.
No, I could write a book about that man. On one page I'd praise him, on the next I'd want to smash his skull in. He could be a real self-righteous prick when he wanted to, that's for sure. But everyone knew he was the real law around here. Truman was a tool. I respected Joseph, and he respected me, but he hated how Brian looked up to me. Joseph always blamed the club for the path Brian chose in life, even though it was just due to him being a shitty father.
Elaborate?
You seriously thought Grandpa was a bad parent?
Everybody knew about it. People just tend to forget the bad qualities of men in wheelchairs. Joseph wasn't a saint. He saw everything black and white. He was only kind to whomever he considered to be good by his narrow moral standards. The ones who wouldn't fit in that small mold didn't get any chances. None whatsoever.
Do you know anything about Lily Myers?
Nothing that anyone else around here couldn't tell you.
Do you know who Jimmy Cochran is?
No.
Okay.
Tell me, how long have you been the president of this club?
You'll know about this.
15 years now, give or take. VP for 10 before that.
Good. Then you can tell me why you stole Lily Myers' paintings from Charles Wade in '86.
I don't know what the hell you're talking about, but I'd recommend you be careful with wild accusations like that.
He knows. Anything to earn your trust?
Fine. Is there anything I can do for the club to earn your trust?
We can get a quest.
You mean like cleaning the toilets? Making coffee? I think we got that covered, Cupcake.
Spare me your sexist bullshit. I can take care of business.
You're nothing like your old man, you know that?
I take that as a compliment.
You do that. In any case, I've had enough of this nonsense. Stop pushing your luck.
What can you tell me about the Church of the Holy Trinity?
Do I look like a pious man to you? I've peed on churches.
What did it feel like to pee on that church?
What can you tell me about the Black Hats?
Black Hats MC was founded in the 60s by my old man, my uncle, and 2 other local bikers. Conwell Springs is the mother chapter, and we have support clubs in 6 other locations across 3 states. There's a total of 16 members here, 12 patch, 4 prospects. I'm the acting president of this chapter as well as of the whole club. I've been for more than 15 years.
The law give you any trouble?
It used to be tough when your granddad was around. He and Truman ran a tight ship.
And now?
Now they try, but Boyks and the boy are a nuisance at best.
What can you tell me about the Red Man?
This may be a weird question, but have you ever met a bald man dressed in red?
I've made a few bald men red. That count?
Take that as a no. I guess that's it.
All right, I'm gonna hit the road.
Right on. I have some business to take care of, but make yourself at home.
Thanks, Bo. See you around.
Hey, Brian's girl.
Oh.
Yeah?
I overheard you. I'm Emmett.
Hey.
The boss man isn't usually that grumpy. He's got a lot on his mind. But I think I may know of a way to loosen him up.
Whiskey.
I'm all ears, buddy.
Well, Bo and Brian are the double Bs, as we used to call them. They used to have this drink together. Brian came up with it. He called it a Bloodier Mary.
Sounds like my kind of drink.
Yeah, it's basically a Bloody Mary, but with pig blood instead of tomato juice.
I take that back. Gross.
I'm kidding. It's just a Bloody Mary, but with a special ingredient added to it.
If you say that special ingredient is blood, I will literally punch you.
No, Brian refused to tell anyone what it was. He only made it for special occasions. It's probably something uncommon, like a rare herb or some kind of expensive spice.
Is the flower?
So let me guess. If I can produce this drink for Bo, you think he would help me out?
It'll make him remember Brian, which should go a long way. He hasn't had that drink since your old man disappeared. Brian was like a son to him. The boss would have died for him back in the day. If you could recall the good times with your father, he might change his mind.
I guess it could be worth a try. But wait, why are you helping me?
You're Brian's kid. That means you're family. We take care of family.
Well, how was that drink compared with a regular Bloody Mary?
Tasted a bit more like pepper and had a punch to it. It usually gave some pretty nasty hangovers. Oh, if you had a lot of them, you'd hallucinate some crazy
Yeah, it's the
shit.
flower.
Pretty wild.
Definitely the flower.
Trippy. Thanks.
You're welcome, darling.
Can I ask you
Hey,
stuff?
Emmett.
Yeah?
Remind me again.
Tasted a bit like, and if you
Oh.
drink,
All right,
anytime.
Nope. Bartender.
Hey, bartender, do you happen to know how to make a Bloodier Mary?
You mean a Bloody Mary?
No, this is something different.
Afraid not. I can make you regular Bloody Mary, though, if you want.
Maybe later. I need to figure something out.
All right, then.
Impressive bar. These guys like to drink.
Pictures?
Various pictures and mugshots of the club members. Some of them look pretty old. This club must have been around for a while. I'd rather just talk to... I'd rather...
Okay, let's go get that flower. Or change the music?
100% country music. Be still, my heart.
Oh.
Whew, out of order. My ears are safe.
Except, is she gonna pick the flower? If, like, does she know that we need the flower? Or am I jumping the gun here?
Sorry, endangered flower, but
No, okay.
I really need to make a drink.
She is gonna take it. Squirrel. Saw a squirrel. Okay, so now we go order a Bloody Mary. And then we just, I don't know, dip the flour. I don't know. Maybe we have to grind up the flour?
Hey, bartender, do you happen to know how to make a Bloodier Mary?
You mean a...
No, this...
Afraid not.
Maybe later.
All right, then.
Okay, she's still not... Maybe give this to you?
I'd like a Bloody Mary.
There we go.
Coming right up.
Oh, and add this, will you? Just something I like for flavor. Put it in a blender.
Whatever you say.
Oh, we're just having him do all the work. That works. He's even grinding it up for us.
One Bloody Mary. Enjoy.
Thanks, buddy.
The club will cover that, Jose.
Sure thing, VP.
Thanks again, Emmett.
It's Jose.
You got it.
The little kid from Persona 5. He's all grown up. Bloody or Mary? Drink? No, I want to give it to him.
Hey, Bo. I've got something for you.
I recognize that smell. You found your dad's recipe.
Something like that.
Man, is this a trip down memory lane. I keep expecting Brian to walk in here any second. You know, all this nostalgia is making me remember how much I really owe.
He does look like a garden gnome.
Yeah?
You're right.
Yeah, so here's the deal. In '86, Carl, my VP at the time, came to me and said he had a job lined up for the club. Some guy had offered him good dough for stealing a bunch of paintings from a mansion. He needed 2 brothers for the job. I was busy with other things at the time, so I gave my permission as long as the club got the usual cut. He returned a week later with a nice wad of cash. I didn't realize it was Wade he had knocked off until I read the paper. If I had known that, I'd advised against it. Wade is a powerful man with friends in city council. There's no reason to piss him off.
Got it. So, what do you know about the guy who hired you for the job?
Not much. Carl said it was some bearded preacher.
Whoa, Isaac from the Church of the Holy Trinity?
Could be. I don't know who that is. It was a priest. I know that much.
Thanks, Bo. I'm gonna follow up on this right away.
That's it? You're not gonna ask me about what happened to your old man? Not even curious?
I couldn't give two shits about that asshole.
Whoa.
Bullshit. Don't expect anyone to believe you're that angry with someone you don't give two shits about.
Either he's dead or he abandoned me. Do any of those options look appealing to you?
They don't, but you should know that no one from the club had anything to do with it. I meant it when I said Brian was a good brother. He had no enemies here. Not then, and not now.
Comforting to hear, Mr. President.
Shut up and listen, girl. I'm trying to tell you something. Brian used to talk about heading to Mexico, about riding off into the sunset and getting away from all his newfound responsibilities. And I think part of him was serious. You deserve to know that there's a chance he's still out there somewhere.
Sure. Let's hope that bastard is living it up somewhere.
Just take care of yourself, you hear?
You too. That day went by fast.
Oh.
I think I'm gonna ask if I can stay the night at Grandma's.
Day 4. Grandma better not be like dead on the couch. Okay,
Hello, sweetheart.
I don't know why I was expecting
Hey,
her to be
Grandma,
dead.
it got kind of late. Would it be okay if I stay the night?
Of course, dear. Have a seat. I'll make you something to eat.
Oh, you're the best. I'm starving.
It's just they forced me to go to Grandma's house. I thought something bad was gonna happen. That night, Kathy dreams about the red man. Nope, about the short man.
You are both unwanted, both discarded.
Oh, that's
Good.
yeah, that's the kid.
Lick the flames, buddy boy. Lick the flames and feel the hatred burn.
And that's Red Man. I can't remember the kid's name. Was it Nate? Nick? I don't know. Day 4.
Lily's painting, burning, and the kid from the cemetery. It's gotta mean something.
Let's do a save on day 4. Hello?
Oh, good morning.
Hi, Kathy. What the? Morning. Wow, this is quite the surprise.
You have such a lovely friend, dear. We've been chatting all morning.
Oh, I have no doubt. She's quite the talker, this one.
You sleep even longer here than you do back home.
Oh, gee, must be the blissful lack of distractions here, E. Can I talk to you for a sec outside, alone?
Okie dokie. If your grandmother doesn't mind being left all by yourself for a while.
Sure. You go ahead, children. I'll be right here if you need me.
This is our roommate, by the way. If you're not sure who this is. Yeah, this is not cool. What are you doing here?
This is not cool. What are you doing here, Eileen?
Helping you, silly. Why else would I be here?
Clearly to torment me in one way or another. Was a single morning devoid of Eileen too much to ask? I'm frankly surprised that I'm allowed bathroom breaks by myself with you in the same building.
I was super bored. Besides, you never got back home last night. I wanted to make sure you were okay.
Well, as you can plainly see, I'm not a corpse.
You could be a very convincing zombie.
Very funny. You can go home now, E.
Fine. I won't tell you what I found in my research yesterday then.
Tell me.
I hate you.
I'm so glad you asked. I looked up a few statistics for this county, looking for any anomalies. First off, there's a high number of missing persons reports in the area.
Aliens.
That wouldn't be too unusual if, let's say, the county had a high crime rate. But it doesn't. Violent crimes are actually lower than in other comparable counties.
Huh. That's just outright creepy.
It gets even better. It turns out that this county has the highest number of clinically insane in the state. And guess what? Conwell Springs County is tiny. Per capita, the difference to the county in second place is humongous, over 1,000%.
That makes some sense. I found out that this cocky person is Loctite at Ingstrom's.
Wow, we should go talk to him, right? He must have some answers.
That's the plan. I should probably fill you in on the rest I found. So, I'm gonna head over there today and confront Isaac about the paintings.
Don't you think it's a bit risky, Kathy? It could just backfire and piss him off.
Oh, I'm hoping it will. Nothing wrong with some good old provocation to make people show their true colors.
You never gave him the picture of the lights, right?
Nah, I didn't want the guy to
I tried.
He sounded pretty brainwashed about the Holy Trinity thing.
And none of the church people know who I am, right?
I guess not. So?
My point is that you grilled the priest good yesterday. You already tried it your way. I'm a fellow Christian. Maybe I could try something different, like make up a cute cover story and pretend to want to join their church. If he still won't trust me, I can show him my copy of the picture. Maybe it will make him open up.
I suppose it would give me enough time to drive back to the city and talk to Jimmy before it gets too late.
Yay! Oh, let's do it! I'm so excited. I can't wait to lie to people.
You know that's a sin, right?
Oh, I'm sure Jesus will make an exception this time. After all, he loves me.
I'm not gonna waste any time then. Let's catch up on the phone tonight.
Okie dokie. Talk to you later.
Okie dokie. Okay, we don't have a choice where to go. We're going to the asylum, and we're already here.
I've been looking for you.
That's a little creepy to open up with.
Is it real this time?
Yes, this is all very real.
So you're going to ask me about Joseph now?
How do you know that? Who told you?
You did. Every time you came here.
You're not making any sense, Jimmy. We've never met before.
I'm making perfect sense. Everyone says so. I'm the sharpest tool in the shed. All bets are off now, Missy. Better buckle up and enjoy the ride. Forget all the rules. No going from top to bottom. No checking off all the items on your list.
What?
Start by asking me about the young chronicler.
So wait, are you not gonna let me... Is the game not gonna let me go down the list? Is that what they're saying? Let's try.
Do you know what happened to my grandfather in 81?
No, that's not the chronicler.
Okay, fine.
What do you know about the man in red?
No, that's not the chronicler.
That's not the chronicler. You are the chronicler.
What happened to you, Jimmy? Why are you in this place?
No, that...
Oh.
Hey, I'd like to show you something.
No, that doesn't happen.
What?
Was Lily Myers the chronicler?
The drowned girl, yes.
Oh, okay.
She saw the loops, the endless possibilities. She found that the branches had all been severed. Nothing but inevitability remained, staring her right in the eye. In the end, she was pulled across the great threshold, just like I was. I was next.
Next for what?
You're not listening. I'm next.
I get it. I get it.
What happened to you, Jimmy? Why are you in this place?
I'm not. I'm 6 feet under, looking up, watching reruns without a care in the world.
Reruns of Friends.
No, Joseph was a beacon. His passing sent ripples traveling in all directions, touching all of us with burning intensity. In my case, resulting in immobilizing guilt. After all, I sent him out there. It was all my fault.
What was? What did you ask him to do?
Be patient. We'll get there eventually. We need to follow the rules. Let's continue, ironically, with the men who break the rules.
You mean the Black Hats? They're the men who break the rules?
Indeed. Your father broke every rule in the book, did he not?
That's a mild way of putting it.
I feel your pain, but you will be free of him soon enough. I've seen you atop a great pit, dropping the last remaining memento of him into the empty blackness below. Your mother, on the other hand, that's a story with a different ending.
You know Mom? How is she?
Why don't you see her yourself and find out?
It's complicated. Last time we met was ugly.
Looking away won't make it any less ugly, Kathy.
I know, just not yet.
Very well. Let's go see the man you reunited with his family.
That is...
Hey, I'd like to show you
that?
something.
No.
Nope, that doesn't happen yet.
I don't need to show him.
The man I reunited with his family.
The man in red? Is that who you're talking about?
Yes, indeed.
Who is he really?
The collector of souls. The one who beckons and prepares.
He's the chosen.
Some call him a spirit
He's
guide.
the chosen undead.
Others, a devil dressed in red. You are doing so much better than the last time. Now, ask me about the first thing you can think of.
Incident in 81.
What happened to my grandfather in 81?
Oh, poor Joseph. Wrong place, wrong time, wrong friends, wrong life. An unstoppable force meeting an immovable object. There had to be course correction, Kathy. The house always wins.
What did you ask him to do?
I asked him to find the source and destroy it. For me, for Lily, for all of us.
The source of what?
Everything. The madness, the betrayals, the limitless suffering.
How would he do that?
I don't know. Joseph had a plan. He had allies.
Allies? Who?
The man in red. Someone else, too.
I found the message you left for Grandpa. You said, "It happened to you too." What did?
Meeting the lights, of course. Don't you have my picture from the night in the forest?
You mean this?
Oh, yes. They felt so warm, so comfortable, luring me in. But when they got close, I could feel my mind split in two. I found myself with one foot on either side of the line, the thin line between hell and here. It felt like breathing through my nose with my mouth underwater. No wonder some sink beneath the surface, never to be heard from again.
Was that what happened to Joseph, Jimmy? Did he sink to the bottom?
I wish I knew. I'm just a man stuck with his ear up against the wall, picking up a word here and there.
Hello, Regal.
I am so tired, Kathy. I can feel the lights even now. Endless static in my head, like a TV tuned to a dead channel.
But what are they? Where do they come from?
The cradle of obscurity. The alpha to our omega. The distorted mirror.
Why are you constantly speaking in riddles?
Why do you assume I have a choice? We are nearing the end. Ask me about the misguided faithful.
Church of the Holy Trinity.
Is the Church of the Holy Trinity the misguided faithful?
They are, yes.
What makes you call them that?
Isn't it obvious? They believe the lights are divine. The lights are neither divine nor unholy. They are but a twisted reflection of us. The judge and the jury, our innermost child, our greatest fear, everything we long for and desire. It's more than most of us can take. The cup runneth over.
How do I stop them?
You must go to their birthplace, their source. You must go to the cradle.
Wait, I don't know where that is.
It's the only way to save your friend.
What? Are you talking about Eileen?
Yes, she is being claimed. She's in great danger. You have to go back, Kathy. Les!
I need more than that, Jimmy.
Les, help!
Maybe BSD, I don't know.
I need to find Eileen.
If I looked hard enough, probably. We defined Eileen. Well, last time... she said she was going to the church. There's an X-Files game? It's a movie interactive point-and-click adventure style game. That sounds neat. Let's try this door number 1. Oh, it's open this time.
I wonder what the church was like back when Father Bill was in charge.
Various stuff.
Just old furniture and boxes filled with random junk.
Man, I love stuff.
Nothing unusual, just a schedule of typical church events.
There's a Blade Runner one as well. I know about the space bar. I remember from last week. I don't think I've used it at all today. Now I did.
Found a large
Yoink.
old key in here.
Hey, what are you doing in here?
Just stealing stuff.
Cut the bullcrap. Where is she?
Whoa.
Where's Eileen?
She's peeking the
What
mic.
in the Lord's name are you talking about?
Red-haired girl, I know she came here to see you. Tell me where she is, or I'm calling the cops.
I don't think that's quite necessary.
Breaking and entering, are we?
Uh-oh. Just take me to jail. Just do it. No. You don't understand.
You don't understand. My friend has been kidnapped.
Funny story. Hands behind your back. Now!
Ugh, you gotta be kidding me.
Well, now we gotta break out of prison.
You better hope that Father Price doesn't press charges.
I want my phone call.
Can't hear you in there.
What?
You are such a fucking prick.
Enjoy your little vacation. I know I will.
Well, this blows. And I smell like goober. Fan-fucking-tastic. I need to get out of here. Who knows what that freak is doing to Eileen right now?
Mop.
Okay, now what?
I don't know. Just use it.
That combination makes no sense. That combination...
I don't know what I'm doing with the mop, but... Okay, we'll use the space bar.
Not a bad idea, but... worth a shot.
What? Sure. Just, I don't know, do something.
Oops.
Good job.
These paper clips might be useful.
Ooh. Lockpick?
Not a bad idea, but they can't be used for that in their current form.
Okay. Bend.
Okay, let's see if I still got it. Not perfect, but they should get the job done.
Nice. Minigame. I get it. Nice.
I'm so good.
Okay. Evidence bag.
Okay, got all my things back.
Oh,
The key
that
I found in the church
that
too.
sequence is random. I thought I was choosing the ones that I think the dev would
Hopes in jar.
make it.
An inkier heart. Rule me, Nemesis.
Like I was picking the sequence that I would make if I made this game. And it kind of worked. Like I got it pretty fast. That was weird.
That was creepy, whatever it was.
I made this. Yep.
Nothing else in there. Just a bunch.
Anything else we need?
I'll need a key.
I have a key.
That action doesn't seem...
Lenny? Oh, see you later. Just gonna walk out. I mean, I guess I don't really want them to see me.
Still where I left it.
Back to the church. So we got an old key, and we still have lockpicks.
Locked.
Okay, lockpicks.
I should search the office instead. I don't think there's anything useful in here.
Okay, go back to the office.
Wouldn't be a church without one. Oof, no corpses, just a bunch of priest outfits in there.
Why would there be a corpse?
Nothing interesting in the pockets either.
Wait, priest outfits. Could we, wear one?
Locked.
Old key?
Nope.
Lockpicks?
Not a bad... Books on
Tumblr lock.
spirituality and theology. Nothing unusual. A photo of a younger Father Bill with 2 boys. Probably Isaac and his brother.
Maybe something else in the desk?
I've searched that already.
Okay. Schedule?
Nothing unusual. I wonder what the church was like back when Father... Just old... I really shouldn't. They might burn.
Right. I really can't go in here?
Locked.
I do have another key, but I've tried it. Wait, I didn't try this key.
Nope. Not...
But I already tried this one on here.
Nope.
I did not try the blue
I
key,
should search the
though.
off-
I didn't try the blue key on the cabinet. You never know.
Nope. Not...
Dang. And I tried... Oh, yeah, Tumblr lock.
Not a bad...
Yeah.
Nope.
All right. Can I use the picture on the stained glass?
That action doesn't...
Because they're the same? Well, I'm gonna leave. We might not be done there right now. But I'll leave for now. Nature Reserve. Yeah, I saw there was a director's cut coming out later. But I noticed after we already started playing this. If I noticed earlier, I would have waited. But we've already started, so. It was kind of bad timing, I guess, for when we started playing this.
Anybody home?
Break in.
Guess not. Locked. It's a simple tumbler lock.
Tumbler lock. Doesn't that mean we can't use the lockpicks? No, we can. Wait. Wasn't the other... I don't know. I don't know anything about locks. Okay, so this is randomized. 4, 2, 4, 2, 6. Wait, 5. 1, 3. Six.
Very lifelike. Contrary to popular belief, I don't believe the owls are more than what they seem. Nice view of the lake from... Yet another burial ground for those sweet, addictive, not to mention cancer-inducing sticks of tobacco. I'm a huge fan.
Don't do that.
Is this how Nathan... That must be a ball?
We've looked at that. Painting.
It's an early painting by...
Stove.
Looks like they barely touched the food.
What are you cooking?
Elk, by the looks of it. They're fairly common in
That's it? No, there's gotta be more.
Looks like they barely... Elk, but it's an early...
There's gotta be more. We broke in here.
Yet another... Very lifelike. Nice view of the lake from here.
Lighter on stove? I'll try.
I don't want to burn that.
Burn the drawing.
That action doesn't...
Lighter on ashtray. I don't know. Burn the painting? Probably don't want to do that.
See how...
I don't know. Thermometer?
It doesn't belong to me. I don't want to take it without a good reason.
So later we're gonna have a good reason. Cigarette butts.
Somebody around here is a chain smoker.
Okay.
Thick, dense...
Oh right, that painting was burning in our dream. That's true. But didn't do anything. Let's go to Grandma.
Oh, hello, dear.
Mind if we talk for a bit, Grandma?
Not at all, dear. What's on your mind?
My friend got kidnapped.
Grandma, have you seen Eileen since this morning?
I'm afraid not. What's the matter?
Hopefully nothing. I'm just trying to find her.
I see. Let me know if there's anything I can do.
Key?
Any idea of what this old key opens, Grandma?
I'm afraid not, dear.
Something she doesn't know.
I don't want to show...
Well, it's everything.
I don't want to... I already... Well, gotta...
Bye,
I used to love Grandpa and me. We never in the end.
Seeing if there's anything that could be locked. I don't think so, BSD. I guess we can try calling Eileen.
No result for that.
The red man.
Nope, couldn't. Nope, no result. I got her. Nah, no. I should be able to.
Don't we have phone numbers? Oh yeah, there we go. That's how it works. Oh no, we don't actually. Sorry, Eileen doesn't have a cell phone. We can just call the dorm room, but she's not there. Probably.
No point. There's no one.
McConnell Air Force Base, how can I help you?
Hi. I was just wondering if you had time to answer a few questions.
Sure thing, ma'am. Ask away.
Start asking him things.
I don't see a reason.
All right, see you
All right,
later.
That's all.
Goodbye, man.
That's all.
Wait, residence?
Hi, this is Kathy Rain.
Hello again, Miss Rain.
Do you know where Eileen is?
I don't need to. I don't need. Okay.
Very well.
What about Hacker Dave? Hackerman Dave?
Yeah.
Nice surprise you left me in the VoiceForge program, asshole.
What the heck are you babbling about?
You know exactly what I'm talking about. You are one sick puppy.
I don't know which pill you forgot to take today, but I don't have time for this shit. I'm gone.
Rude.
IT, this is Clyde speaking. How can I help you?
Can you ban Dave? Fight with Dave?
So, I hear you and Dave had some kind of fight?
Oh, we already asked.
That's really none of your business.
We already said this.
Never mind.
You can think about objects and notebook entries.
I'm sure Isaac has kidnapped Eileen. I need to find her before something terrible happens to her. Ugh, that guy gave me the creeps. I wonder what his agenda really is.
We can disconnect Dave's Ethernet connection. Yeah, but we can't go back to the dorm.
I need to stop Isaac from doing something horrible to Eileen. So, Isaac, something was special. What really?
Not from Grandma's house. There's gotta be something I can open with this key. Like at the church. Let's just go to the cemetery. Maybe the mausoleum thing? It does say price on it.
Locked.
Okay, this has gotta be it. There we go.
Oh. I did what you asked, Father. But something is different about this one. It's not taking like it should. She may be protected.
Seems bad.
Yes, we'll just have to wait and see. More souls then.
Dude, he's the chosen undead.
They all deserve to bask in the glory of God.
He's collecting souls.
Hey, what's that?
Eat this.
Punch him. That works too.
Eileen?
She's seen some stuff. Or is she dead? Did she die?
Snap out of it. No, God, it's happening again. Just like it did with Grandpa. What did he do to you?
Wake her up.
I don't think that will. Let's get
Untie.
these ropes off of you. Wake up, E. He had a key on him.
Ooh.
You won't get away with this.
Rope? Oh, tie him up.
That should do it. I better go get help before he comes to.
Okay. She said to go get help. I mean, I guess. Okay, there we go.
We'll take it from here.
Are they not going to ask
What's her name?
how
To
I
the
got
clinic?
out?
Eileen, and no, she's not physically hurt. It's just shock, that's all. I'll take care of her. Please, just drop us off at Grandma's.
All right, then, but don't think you're off the hook for that stunt you pulled at the station. Considering the circumstances, I'm going to refrain from hauling your ass back to that cell. But you better not leave town until we've sorted all this out, or you can look forward to a statewide APB. Got it?
That's more than fair, Sheriff. Thanks.
Good. Come by the station when you've dropped off your friend. We'll need to take your statement.
I will. It's my fault this has happened to her.
No, it's not. You know exactly who's to blame. That vile man behind bars or whoever is pulling his strings. Go there, find out what he knows, and get to the bottom of this. It's too late for Joseph, but maybe she still has a chance.
Well, I'm sure as hell not gonna wait here for her to rot away.
Good. She'll be safe with me.
All right then, I'm off.
All right. Back to the sheriff's office. It's aliens, yeah. I've been telling you this whole time.
Hey, you're back.
I am. You guys want my statement?
Yeah, the sheriff is waiting for you.
All right. Let's talk, Sheriff. And that's when I found that creep with her tied up in the crypt.
Jesus. I had my suspicions about that church, but I never thought it went this deep.
Yeah. So, what happens now?
I'll call the judge and get a warrant. We find anything else, that bastard won't get away with it.
Okay, can I go talk to him?
Go ahead. Ask Lenny to go with you if you need him.
Sure.
Will do. Thanks, Sheriff.
Think nothing of it.
Hey, Lenny.
Hello, Kathy. What's up?
They already arrested Isaac. There's nothing more to say.
Oh. Wait, I thought he could come with us. Maybe when we go over there. Show key with
I probably
tag.
shouldn't. Huh. As fun as it would be to rub my escape in his face, it would only get me into more trouble. Well, gotta
see ya.
Okay, maybe he'll come in here. Or maybe he won't. Doesn't matter. Hello.
Hello again, my child.
I hope you enjoy that cell as much as I did.
For a man of faith, this is a room fit for a king. Speak what you will. I have all the time in the world.
Did you have something to do with what happened to my grandfather?
Alas, I did not. At the time, I wasn't enlightened, and neither was my father.
But Grandpa showed the same symptoms as Eileen.
Then he was claimed by God, without my guidance. Praise him.
What do you really know about Lily Myers?
Oh, the drowned girl is a conundrum. In life, part prophet, part mender. In death, ascended, united with the holy conduit.
The conduit, it's Anilos.
Why did you have Lily Myers' painting stolen?
Because Charles Wade isn't a man keen on sharing.
Fine. Let me put it this way. Why did you try to get your hands on the paintings?
Lily was special in God's eyes, a chronicler, a bestower of wisdom. As an emissary of God, it was my duty to unlock the divine knowledge in her work for all of mankind.
What is your church really about, Isaac? What are you trying to accomplish?
The same as any other church. All we want is the salvation of mankind.
By any means necessary? Clearly kidnapping isn't out of the question.
A necessary evil. I look at the bigger picture, the greater good. One day you'll understand.
You are quite obviously brainwashed. I'll stop you, if it's the last thing I do.
You can try, child. I have God on my side.
Who is the man dressed in red?
No one that concerns the likes of you.
Wait, so you do know something about him?
Certainly, but that knowledge is not to be shared with unbelievers.
Tell me what you did to my friend Isaac.
I offered her
Your friend
to God,
Isaac?
and the Lord accepted her with open arms. She is part of his world now.
You're not talking about a Christian God.
Of course not. I'm talking about the old God.
Oh.
Slumbering in the darkness beyond.
Cthulhu.
What are you saying? You offered Eileen's soul to this God of yours?
She is but one of many. I guided them all to the stairs of judgment.
Wait, so you were responsible for all those people disappearing? Going crazy?
All I did was bring them face to face with God.
Talking about
If they chose to
Nyarlathotep.
reject him, they were beyond redemption.
It's pretty messed up.
I don't need to I'd love nothing. I don't need to show that to I don't need to I don't need to I don't need to I could, but I'd rather not tip him off.
Okay.
I don't need to
show.
What do you see in this photo?
The sign of God. The conduit.
We have to go to Ilos.
Oh, you'll know soon enough.
It's on Ilos, Kathy.
You know something about this flower, don't you?
Oh, yes. A link to the divine. They help by preparing the body for unity with God.
So, you've drugged people with it?
Such a crude choice of words. It has been one component of my sacred work, yes.
I don't need to show that.
Alright, we're done here.
I'm done here.
Good.
That's what I said.
Now go repent, sinner.
Kathy doesn't have a Mako? She has the bike, it's close enough.
Hey, Lenny.
Hello, Kathy. What's up?
Hold on. We got the key.
Well,
see ya.
Let's go back to the church. On the Ilos tunnels. Well, let's check the cabinet first. Can I wanna take this sheet off whatever's back there. Oh, can we read this?
A small key with a tag attached labeled Storage A5.
Okay.
Maybe there's a self-storage facility in town.
Okay, probably not.
It looks a lot like
this
the key
then.
I found in the attic. Maybe they're somehow related.
I'm gonna try it anyway.
Nope.
What did she say when I use this?
Not a bad idea, but
Oh, it's not a tumbler lock. Okay, I misread it last time. I thought she said it was a tumbler lock, and that's why she couldn't do it. Okay, it's probably not for the door over here either, but might as well try it while we're here.
nope.
Okay, storage facility. We can ask Grandma about that. She probably knows.
Any change?
Sadly not, dear.
There are a few things I need to ask you, Grandma.
Very well, dear.
I don't need to show her.
Okay.
I don't see a reason to ask.
Oh, what?
Okay, that's
good luck.
Eileen?
I'm sorry, E.
I mean, I can check the phone book.
Okay, there's a place in town.
There we go.
Got the address, I should head over there.
New location added. They don't call me the Canadian good gamer for nothing. A5, I believe that says. It's like 4 pixels, but I think that's an A5 right there. Yep. Might as well try to open these.
Doesn't fit.
Okay. There we go.
Aha.
Let's check this one first. Spacebar. No? It's the paintings.
I guess he felt compelled to tell the world how hard he was looking for something. Lunatic. Where is it? Was he trying to uncover something in these paintings? I don't believe this. They're ruined. He must have used that paint thinner on the paintings.
Just use
That means
paint
there's only
thicker.
a single painting left. The one in the cabin. He must not have wanted anyone to learn the secrets of these paintings. This might come in handy.
Okay. Let's check the other one. Boxes, junk, uniform.
Just some old newspapers in those.
You had a time machine?
Empty.
You can explain everything with a time machine.
Found a tape in there.
Ooh.
There's also something else. A custody appeal form. For me? July 15th, 1981?
Oh.
I don't believe it. He tried to get me back from my mom. Right to the very end.
Oh, now we love him.
Pull yourself together, Kathy.
I have a 3DS, which probably have the same batteries since when I got it, because I barely played it at all. When did I buy that, though? That was a long time ago. I should see if they still work. It wasn't 14 years, though.
Nothing useful.
Storage unit, paint thin. Wait, she said there was something else. Oh, it was the, yeah. Uniform.
So that's where Grandpa's old uniform went. I wondered why I didn't see it in the attic.
Wait, 3DS? 3DSs don't use batteries, right? Like, well, they you charge it. You don't insert the batteries, right? It's not that old, but I wonder if they still charge. I should listen to this. Puddle? Combine with that.
This is Joseph Rain. Operation Log, Part 4. August 8th, 1981. The area appears to be circular, with along the outer perimeter. I've determined that some kind of endothermic reaction is taking place. So it's important to be observant of changes in temperature. Find the source. By severing the link, perhaps I can save them. Jimmy and all the others. Reoccurring dream. I'm standing in front of a huge black hole in a clearing in the woods. There's a man dressed in red, urging me to jump. I'm afraid to, but I take the plunge anyway. For some reason, I don't think I have anything to lose. As I'm falling, I reach for the parachute cord, but to my horror, there's nothing there. That's when I wake up.
Nah, no need.
I didn't know I could record on that. Oh, we'll just leave those open, I guess. Let's just see if there's anything going on here. That's a no. Oh, did I already use it to record? I don't even remember. That was a week ago. Can we burn this painting yet? I mean, I still don't know why, but I'm gonna try because I feel like we're gonna do that at some point.
I don't see how.
Paint thinner.
Sorry, Sue.
It has to be done. Oh.
A hidden picture. Oh my god, that's Nathan. He's holding a girl underwater. It must be Lily.
Oof.
Wait, that doesn't make any sense. Lily wrote a suicide note, so either she planned this or saw it.
Burn it.
I don't see how Nathan is drowning Lily in the lake.
Can we do something?
Nathan is.
I don't know. Oh.
Nathan,
Yes?
I know about Lily, Nathan.
I like Lily.
Nathan, tell me what happened the day Lily died.
I don't know.
It's okay, Nathan. I'm a friend. I know the Red Man, too.
You do?
Yes. He told me to ask you about what happened to Lily.
That's a lie.
He said that you would tell me the truth because you are honest. You're honest, aren't you, Nathan?
Lily was angry that time. Angry and sad. Mostly angry.
Angry with you?
Angry with everybody. Mama was asleep, Papa too.
Okay, what happened next?
Lily wanted to go down to the lake. She told me to hold her under the water for a while. She said I had to. She had painted it, and everything she painted was supposed to happen. I didn't want to, but Lily said she would tell Mama that I was bad if I didn't. But the Red Man says it was an accident, and that Lily is in a better place.
It's okay, Nathan. Lily was sick. It's not anyone's fault. When did you first meet the Red Man?
I don't know. I see him in the woods sometimes. He and Lily always fought.
They did? About what?
He wanted Lily to take her medicine.
What kind of medicine? Pills to make her less sad and angry?
I don't know. Just medicine. But you know what? It's okay. I still talk to her all the time.
You talk to Lily? And she talks back?
Yes?
Take me to her, Nathan. Take me to Lily.
You promise not to tell Mama?
I won't. I promise. Take me there.
Okay.
I had a feeling it would be here. It's the aliens.
See?
Get away from them, Nathan. They're dangerous.
No, they're nice. Look.
Maybe they can't affect him for some reason.
Poor little Mender met her end, witnessed so much she could not comprehend. Claimed by the lake, she screamed to her god, struggled for air as she twisted and clawed. But all was in vain, and her cries went unheard. 'Twas a heartbreaking theater of the absurd. There, you're being dramatic. No pain, no gain. At least that color looks good on you. Astute observation, Bill. This room does hold the key. Well then, it's been a pleasure talking to you.
Jesus.
That was the office in the church.
Nathan? How long was I out?
Nathan? Oh, okay, I'll just be going to the church. Oh, hold on. We should see if Nathan was back at home. We don't even knock anymore. We just kind of walk in.
Nathan is drowning, Lily.
Okay, let's go to the church. Or Trit.
A hidden safe. There's also a poem here written by Father Bill. I copied it to my notepad.
A full helmet would be safer. Whoa. I lie in the center of the mark of the Lord. My wife gazes down as my sons stand below. I witnessed 3 dawns, felt warmth on my skin. Their radiant bronze lay nearby, not within. From east to west, I touched every soul. From lasting brief, their parts made a whole. I can click one.
I'm sure there's a hidden meaning in this, but I think I'm missing something in order to make sense of it. I'm sure.
Missing something. Botany book.
I'm sure.
Hold on. I lie in the center of the mark of the Lord. My wife gazes down as my sons stand below. I witnessed 3 dawns, felt warmth on my skin. Their radiant bronze lay nearby, not within. From east to west, I touched every soul. From lasting brief, their parts made a whole. Am I supposed to use an item? on these. Burn it. Safe.
An electronic safe with a numeric keypad.
You're about to backseat?
I could always
Don't-
try guessing.
don't do that.
Most people use numbers they can relate to, like important dates to them.
Hold on, how many digits?
Six.
6, okay. 6 digits, good to know. Go back to the poem.
The code to the safe must be hidden
Yeah.
somewhere in this.
Oh.
The code. Father Bill mentions his wife and children.
Yeah.
Maybe there's some connections to his family.
I lie in the center of the mark in the Lord. My wife gazes down as my sons stand below. Okay, well, there's a 3. Okay, there's not many numbers. Hold on, can I look at other stuff here?
Just old furniture. Nothing unusual. There they. Wouldn't be a church with.
I lie in the center of the mark of the Lord. My wife gazes down as my sons stand below. Cross? Is this open for some reason?
Locked.
That's just the poem. Right?
There's a poem here.
Yeah.
I've searched.
He mentions positions. Center. His wife gazes down. Sons stand below. Yep.
I'm sure there's a hidden meaning in this, but I think.
I'm missing. Okay. We're missing something. I don't think we should be trying to solve this right now.
I'm sure.
Like, she's saying we're missing something. I don't think I should be trying to solve this right now. I could be wrong. What if I combine stuff, like the picture,
I don't see how the.
paint thinner? They have 2 sons. I don't remember.
Locked.
Can I take a Bible finally, or no?
I really shouldn't. Impressive window. It's an altar.
I'm gonna leave for now. Maybe we can find something else. Oh, in the cemetery. Or in the mausoleum. There's, it's his family. That's probably it. Or it's probably gonna help us somehow here. Maybe?
In the text, Father Bill's family members are used as reference points.
Yeah.
Could he be referring to the physical layout of the graves? I copied the grave layout to my notebook next to
nice.
the poem. Okay, these graves must somehow correspond to Father Bill's poem. Let's see if I can figure it out.
So we do one at a time. I lie in the center of the mark of the Lord. My wife gazes down as my sons stand below. So what am I doing here?
Center, above, below. Is he defining reference points on some kind of shape?
I mean, a cross, I assume.
No, that can.
Okay, that's Isaac. 3359. Who is his wife? Like, I'm just confused what I'm supposed to select here. I guess his wife and his 2 sons is what I'm selecting? Or him?
I think I should figure.
Yeah, okay, we'll do one at a time. I'm a little confused. I don't know who his wife could be. I mean, I guess... I don't know. Unless, like, his wife is Henrietta and she's a lot older? Or his wife is a lot younger? Ernest. My wife gazes down. My sons stand below. He's at the center.
Ernest Edward Price, born December 20th, 1898, died May. Henrietta and Father Bill's wife.
Oh, she's giving us
Henrietta
information.
Ann Price, born April 22nd, 1933.
Okay.
Died May 4th. Father Bill's.
Father Bill's
Henrietta
wife.
Ann Price. Father Bill.
Henrietta. Oh wait, that's Father Bill's wife. Sorry, not Price's wife.
Ernest Edward Price, born December 20th. Ernest Edward Price, born.
Oh, that's a good point. So when it says 98 or 99, it actually means 1898. I was thinking 1998.
Agatha Price, born November 13th, 8. William Thomas Price, Father Bill himself.
Oh wait, this is Father Bill's perspective. Okay. Sorry, I was thinking Isaac Price's wife. This is Father Bill's wife. That makes way more sense. I lie at the center. Okay, so Henrietta is the wife. What was Bill's first name?
Henrietta and Father Ernest Edward Price. Henrietta and Father Bill. Agatha Price, born Agatha William Father Bill
William,
Thomas
okay.
Price, born February 13th. Father
William Thomas Price. So that's him. That's his wife. And then 2 sons would be Joshua, Isaac. I clicked the wrong.
No, that connect.
Okay. Okay, well, that's him and his wife. Born in 33 and 31. I have pages 2 and 3 highlighted above.
I think.
No. I can. These are these ones are grayed out because we're not supposed to do them yet. We're just focusing on. I think the game is just saying focus on the first one. I think. Hold on, let me look at the rest of these.
Barbara Price, born July. Joshua David Price, born Isaac's brother, perhaps? Joshua
Isaac's brother.
Arthur Price. Isaac Jeremiah, the death date is left blank.
That's because he's alive.
Agatha Price. William Thomas Father Bill. William Thomas. Joshua David Price, born June 8th, 19. Barbara Price. Arthur Price.
Like, am I correct about what I have to select here? Him, his wife, and the 2 sons? Is that right? I don't know if the position matters here. I mean, is it not Isaac and Joshua?
No, that connection.
That connection doesn't make sense.
No.
Well, Ernest and Agatha, probably not them. They were born before William. Barbara was born before, yeah? I mean, I'm I don't know who else to choose.
No.
I'm just seeing if she'll say anything different.
No. No. That grave is blank. That grave.
All blank.
Barbara Price. Ernest Edward Price, born December. Henrietta Ann Price, born April 22nd, Father Bill's wife. Henrietta A. Father.
So Henrietta is definitely his wife.
William Father.
That's him.
Agatha Price, born. Barbara Price, born July. Arthur Price, born April 11th, Joshua David Price, born Isaac's brother, perhaps? Isaac Jeremiah, the death.
I'm confused.
No. Center, above, below. Is he defining reference points on some kind of shape?
Okay, I guess the shape does matter then. But the only shape I can think of is a cross. But how... Oh!
Of course! The sign of the Lord. Some of the graves can form the shape of a cross.
I got it.
Now, if I can only figure out which dates are relevant.
I witnessed 3 dawns, felt warmth on my skin, their radiant bronze lay nearby, not within. So we gotta go outside. It was a sideways cross. Wait, read that again. I witnessed 3 dawns, felt warmth on my skin, their radiant bronze lie nearby, not within. So I can choose dates now. So 3 days. All right, well, hold on. Let me read these. Any more over here? No. No, where are you going? Don't leave yet, Kathy. The text glitched out and you couldn't read the hints on your first playthrough. Dang. I witnessed 3 dawns. So 3 days, I guess. Felt warmth on my skin. Their radiant bronze lay nearby, not within. How many do I have to choose? I guess I don't know.
No, I don't.
Maybe during summer? I'm seeing if the tombstone, like a lot of them have like moss or whatever around it. But they all seem to be the same. I thought maybe some might look different. The I witnessed 3 dawns part makes me think they should be 3 days old. Or they were only lived 3 days, but I don't think any of the tombstones had someone live only 3 days. Their radiant bronze. I don't know. That third line, I don't understand. Lay nearby, not within means outside. Radiant bronze, I don't know. Warmth on my skin could mean summer. But then once I find this tombstone, what do I do? Like, I wonder if any of these dates match our book. January 30th, 1915, March 18th, 1975. None of those match. Is there a 76? No. Is there a 59 or 75? Isaac was 59. March 3rd. 4692. I don't know if this is helpful at all, but I'm doing it. 4692. There are no 46 or 92. 5594. Oops. Why do I keep clicking that? 79 and 22. We do have a 7/17/79. But this doesn't match exactly. They used spray-on tans. Like, what the heck is there?
3 dawns. It has to be an allegory for something on the graves.
An allegory for something on the graves.
Three dawns. No.
Just seeing if she says anything.
No.
No, I don't think she's gonna say anything. So I don't know, am I gonna select 3 things, maybe? Like, I'm probably gonna select 3 things, and then we're gonna narrow it down even further with the final part. Can I just try all these on the code? Can I just try all of these 6-digit dates as the code and one of them will work? Or is the game gonna punish me for that? The thing is, it's like, it's such easy brute force because our search space is so small. It would take like 10 seconds. But let's actually try to do it properly. Maybe the game would get mad if it found out I didn't complete this puzzle. It would get mad. I don't know. Maybe this is randomized too. I witnessed 3 dawns. So, okay, maybe that's like 3 births. Oh, okay. I witnessed 3 births. Felt warmth on my skin. Their radiant bronze lay nearby, not within. Okay, so what births do we have here? Okay, hold on. Might as well start with this. March 17th, 24 to September 18th, 95. 24 to 95. So that's 1 birth, 2 birth. Well, is it 3 births out of these? One birth, 2 birth, 3 birth, 4 birth. No, that's too many. 15 to 75. Is it from Dr. Bill's perspective? Wait. No, I don't know. Yeah, I was just thinking that BSD. I was like, it could just mean not within the cross. Well, now I'm thinking the tombstones are useless. $1924 would be too early. Well, I was yeah, that was from I was doing it from the perspective of Joseph. Hold on, I'm just gonna keep doing this. It could be totally wrong. That was 15 to 75. 1, 2, 3. Okay, that's 4 again. That'll be 4. 59 to 75. That's only 2. For the ones in the cross. Yeah, that would have been 2. I mean, even if I find something that matches, I don't know what the point of it would be. 46 to 92. No. Basically, if for someone to have witnessed 3 births in this cross, it would have to be either these 3 or Henrietta Joshua. Like they'd okay. I can just look at the starting date. It can help me. 22 to 70. That's too many. 49 to 89. 40. Okay, I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing. So yeah, This is probably the perspective of William. I witnessed 3 dawns. Their radiant bronze, or felt warmth on my skin. Their radiant bronze lay nearby, not within.
No, I don't. Three dawns. It has to be an allegory for something on the graves.
No, she says on the graves. So yeah, the graves must be important. So, which of these 3 people did he witness the birth of? Not that. Not that. Not that. 59. Lily Myers. He was born in February 13th, 31. So Lily? Stephen Cummings? David Spielman? Oh, he witnessed a lot of these. Okay. There's a lot here born after 31. Well, there's 4, I guess. Are any of the graves bronze? I was looking for that earlier. Yeah, there's 4 here that were born after him. Any bronze statues back at the church? I don't know. I'll check. Well, the only thing in the mausoleum were these graves that we've written down. Or the coffins, or whatever. I guess the graves she's mentions in this line.
Dawns. It has to be an allegory for something on the graves.
I mean, I guess the graves could be in the mausoleum. And then the lie outside part meant outside the cross. Any bronze? Anything bronze in here? I don't think so.
It's an altar.
We'll figure it out. Ah, definitely BSD. This is 1 year. This is 1995, 1 year after that. I think the dates we have to choose are in the cross, because I feel like we're narrowing this down. We're narrowing it down for our code, and eventually we'll find one. That's what I feel like we're doing, which is why I think they're gonna be in the cross. Well, he witnessed the 3 births. There's only 3 people in the cross that he witnessed births of. But I don't...
3 dawns should be 3 birth dates.
Oh.
But I'm not sure if those are the right ones.
Hey, we got a hint. 3 dawns should be 3 birth dates. But those aren't the right ones. Those are the only 3 he witnessed. I don't know, the 3 outside?
3 dawns.
His own? Yeah, I was just thinking his own. Oh wait, no, he died. No, he died in '83.
3 dawns. 3 dawn. 3 dawn.
Their radiant bronze lay nearby, not within. We're definitely choosing 3 birth dates. Felt warmth on my skin. I mean, probably his children. He died shortly after Joshua. You're right. You're right. He only witnessed 3. Like if you exclude his own. They're radiant bronze? How is it not this?
3 dawns. 3 dawns should be 3 birth dates.
I mean, 98, that's too early. 21, too early. 18, too early. 99, too early. Joshua's birth date and death rate plus Isaac. Oh, birth date and death date plus Isaac birth. I don't think we're choosing a death date though, because of what she said. I'll try.
No, I don't see a...
Yeah, it has to be 3 birth dates,
3
because...
dawns should be 3 birth dates. But I'm not sure if those are the right ones.
I don't think the game would say that if there was a death date there. Yeah, I don't know, WG, I don't know. Maybe the devs think it's fine. Just because it takes a while to solve for most people doesn't mean it's bad. Okay, William witnessed 3 births. Felt warmth on my skin. Those 2. They're radiant bronze. And I have no idea what that means. Lay nearby, not within. What the heck? Oh? Did you have an epiphany?
3 dawns. It has... I think I should...
What's the next part? Maybe if I read the next part, it'll help me. With this part? From east to west, I touched every soul from lasting brief. Their parts made a whole. Nah, that doesn't help. Dude, that bronze part, that's what gets me.
3.
And I really believe these graves are important. He witnessed their deaths? What? He died, 83, right? 10/21/83. So he would witness that. Not that. That's 4. That's 5. His dad, Barb, and Art. What? Ernest? Oh, what, these 3? I tried this already.
3 dawns should be 3 birth dates, but I'm not sure if those are the right ones.
That was one of the first things I tried. Because they were outside of the cross. But he also would have witnessed Henrietta's death. And Agatha's.
Yes.
What?
That must be it. 3 dawns mean 3 births, and they're all adjacent to Father Bill's grave.
Sure.
I'm sure I'm close now. I just have to somehow narrow down these to the correct number of digits.
So wait. Oh, now we're mix and matching. Okay. So wait, what? I don't even get it. I just solved it. I witnessed 3 dawns. What? Felt warmth on my skin. I guess that because they were close? That's the second line, because they were close to him? Like physically on the graves? They're radiant bronze? Lay nearby not with... I don't know, dude. I don't know. From east to west...
I think this
give me the
section
hint.
tells me in what order I should pick the digits to reconstruct the code.
Okay. From right to left. I touched every soul. Okay, so we use apart from all of them. From lasting to brief, their parts made a whole. Okay. From last, so the longest living to the shortest living. So the longest, probably Agatha. The shortest, Joshua. Middle, Henrietta.
No, I'm pretty sure that's not it.
That's not it, obviously. Everybody knows that. From lasting to brief, yeah. From east to west, I touched every soul. From lasting to brief, their parts made a whole. Maybe do it the other way around?
No, I'm...
Right, east to west. Yeah, that's definitely right to left. I touched every soul, which means all 3 of them. From lasting to brief. And their parts made a whole to make the code. Radiant bronze is a filler line? Okay, yeah, you're right. They should they should axe it. Don't put a filler line. That's just confusing. You guess Joshua, Agatha, Henrietta. Wait, why though? No, I see what it would make. Why that order of people though? Oh, from lasting to brief, you mean like the time span of the section of the date. Okay. That makes sense,
I'm
I
sure
guess.
the year is correct, but I think
Oh,
I
wait,
messed
what?
up the format for the day and the month.
The year is correct, but you messed up the format for the day and the month.
I think that's...
Sorry.
No, I'm pretty...
Wait. East to west, every soul lasting a brief. Wait, I just tried this, right?
I'm pretty sure that's not it. No,
Oh, sorry, I misclicked, but still wrong.
I'm sure the year is correct, but I think I messed up the format for the day and the month. I'm sure the...
The year is correct, but messed up the format for the day and the month. Oh. God damn it.
Lasting to brief. Year, month, day. That's gotta be it.
Freaking dates, man. They don't make any sense. Six 11122. I thought I went day, month, year. like normal people. Like normal. Yeah. I was gonna say normal countries, but that's kind of rude. Year, month, day. That's better than month, day, year, still. At least it's in some kind of order. Instead of all out of order, like month, day, year. What did we solve? Puzzle. 6 1 1 1 2 2. Do.
Yes! Found a bunch of torn out Bible pages and a tape in there.
Okay. Bible pages. The mending. The mending is the sacred unity with God and the only way to reach true salvation. The Crimson One finds lost souls on behalf of God. Unshackled by time, he guides them and bestows wisdom upon them. He grants to them dreams and visions, preparing them for the mending. The living menders must then descend upon the stairs of judgment. Each step reflects a piece of their soul. Then they must face their shadow self, a servant of God who will oppose them at every turn. Lastly, the mender shall perform the three holy sacraments. The three holy sacraments. To unite with God, three holy sacraments must be performed. The atonement of the Mother, the absolution of the Father, the contrition of the Son, for the Son. God shall then gaze upon the mender, weighing their heart. The worthy shall be cleansed of sin and be allowed to reach sacred unity. Facebook. The damned shall have their guard consumed and be cast into the abyss. Okay, we got some letters. Facebook, Jesus Christ, Lauren Michaels, Jim Ross. Yes. What did we just write down? I was reading stuff. The Crimson One.
My visions concerning my sons are troubling. I've watched them become corrupted with pride, turning their backs on our prophet, the Crimson One.
The Crimson One.
The history of the church wiped clean, replaced with trickery and lies. This message is part of a fail-safe should these predictions come to pass. I've hidden it so that only the true agents of the old God, selected by the Crimson One, may find it. Now, heed these words. You must stare into the abyss and let the abyss stare back into you. It's the only way to cleanse yourself of sin and achieve true salvation. May God be with you.
Is that a quote from like a movie? Save now and return to this game. Save now, return to the save game after finishing the game to read the text with new knowledge. I'll save. Safe open. Okay, we got the Bible pages. I probably have to, I want to stop soon, but like, are we close to the end? Like, how much do you think is left? Because if there's not much left, I'll finish it today, but
Locked.
I'm getting hungry. I want to make dinner. Techno Babylon. So let's check back at Grandma's house. 5 days. We're on day 4 still, I think. So a decent amount still. Sure, we'll tell her about the papers.
Hi, Grandma. Listen, I found something in this storage unit.
Oh? What was it?
Custody papers, with my name on them.
I was hoping you wouldn't have to see those.
I need to know what happened, Grandma.
Sharon was never a good mother to you, Kathy.
I know. It was the illness. She tried her best. It wasn't all bad.
You don't know the despicable things she and Brian did. Drugs, violence. We wanted something better for you. Joseph started talking to lawyers, staying up late at night on the phone, trying to find a way, some kind of loophole to get you back. But eventually we ran out of courts to appeal to, and your mother retaliated with a restraining order. And that was it. She had won.
I wish things could have been different.
I do too, dear. Every day. Now you're getting me close to tears. Let's talk about something else.
Okay, Grandma. There are a few things I need to ask you, Grandma.
Very well, dear.
Look at these,
I don't need to
look at these Bible pages.
I found these in the church. Do they mean anything to you, Grandma?
I'm not sure, dear. Is there anything in particular you'd like to ask me about them?
Everything.
Maybe. I'll let you know if I think of anything.
Crimson one.
Have you heard about someone or something called the Crimson One?
The man in
Goodness,
red.
Dear, you're giving me the chills. I distinctly recall your grandfather mumbling that word in his sleep. Crimson.
He did? After he had the injury?
Yes, he rarely spoke at all, but that's the single word I
Eileen.
can clearly remember.
Say the thing,
Strange.
Eileen. Oh, I thought she was gonna mumble crimson.
I don't need to show.
Okay.
Okay.
Good luck.
I think I'm gonna stop for today then. So if we're not even on the final day, there's probably a decent amount left. No? But I'm gonna die of starvation. Oops, that's not how you save. Save thing. Yeah, I have a good chunk. Thanks for watching.